Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Runeterra Academy. Guess what? It's the semifinals. My name is Miles David, your favorite virtual caster, and joining me today is, of course, as always, TDS. TDS, how are you doing this week?
Excited. The last week we had kind of a off week because we couldn't get any
Yeah,
matches streamed, sadly. So
yeah,
this is going to
that's
be a
a
really
rip.
interesting match.
We
It's
have to
semifinals.
we have to we have to do our best this week because there wasn't
Yeah,
there wasn't a stream last week, so we have to put
yeah,
in
and
double
luckily,
the effort. Yep, definitely. Have you been watching Worlds? I mean, of course you do. Your boys
yeah.
have been playing, and unfortunately, they didn't make it. My prediction's correct, so take that.
I hate so much the fact it was 3-2. Like they were so close, and they were winning until they weren't. It was really close. If you want to know what we're talking about, go into the Plebcast new episode this week. We're going to talk much more about it.
Wow, we
But
actually just shouted
yeah,
that out.
just a little bit, just to be sure it gets in. But
Right,
yeah,
right. We didn't pay for that advertisement, Red, but you know what? You know what? We'll just take the opportunity to do it. Anyway, speaking of close games, I have hopes that this could be a close one, TDS.
yeah,
You know why? We have Nightless Esports versus Gang7. So Nightless coming into this season, and Gang7, of course, the champions from last season, from last semester. And you know what? I'm hoping this could be a close series. However, you predicted otherwise before we got on stream, TDS. Why is that?
yeah. I'm thinking it's going to be a much one, not one-sided, but I feel like it's going to be much more immediate series at 3-0. I think it's going to be a 3-4 G7. I do think Nightless is good. I think they can make it competitive, but I'm still with the G7 from last tournament. I'm not sure if you're aware of them or not when in the last semester, but the image from G7, the way that they won last tournament, kind of a stuck. It's a stuck still in my mind. So I
Mm-hmm.
still favor them even against a lot of the other teams, even again if they were to play against Akuma in the finals, I would have favored them. Now Akuma is out, by the way, 3-0,
Yeah,
surprising result. Congratulations, Cosa Pasta Pirates for winning that.
the
But
upset.
yeah, an upset that nobody seems to, or nobody expected apart from maybe PBS. It seems like he's kind of hitting the nail whenever these off predictions come through. But
This man sees the future. I'm telling you, TDS.
I hope he could have seen a future where T11, not M1, but okay. Just maybe it's just me. Anyway, with G7, still I have high hopes on them. I think they are a really good team still, and I think they can play really well. Now going into pick and bans, finally starting the game.
Yeah, there we go. We are in pick and bans already. The expected expected at this high level play we'll see a lot more meta stuff, honestly, coming from these two teams. Strangely, we have some interesting bans right now. On the red side, Annie being taken out to picture along with Aurelion Sol and Ilawi. Probably a lot of targeted bans towards the players of Gang 7, but it looks like Gang7, they're just going to prioritize the Misfortune, which has been prioritized one of the most impactful ADCs right now in the current meta and in current playoffs.
Yeah, I think that I don't want to say it's pick and ban, but it's 100. We have seen a lot of priority and a lot of presence from the Misfortune, so
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense that we're seeing it as a first pick, especially for G7 Mirage. And then the answer by Nightless Syrakan. I like the idea of picking the Saya to get the ultimate, and she realistically doesn't need to contest that much the wave, so she can gracefully lose the bottom lane. But I think you mainly pick Saya because you're going for the Rakan. I think that that's the main point
Yeah.
out of this combo. It's the value of the Rakan, and Rakan is a support that has seen much more priority in. I would say the whole of the world has been prioritizing Rakan much more, has been trying to play much more with the Rakan, and having the pairing on the Saya just enables Rakan a little bit much more than if he was with a normal AD carry. So I think that that's the main idea out of picking Saya here. It's Syndra now answered by G7 Mirage, and I'm interested in why they picked it so early on. I understand Syndra being a strong AD
Oh my
carry, but
gosh.
okay, they really have watch words.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh. Damn one has blessed us with this. Blessed or
I
cursed us with this. I'm not sure which, but here we go. It's the
I'm
Maokai support
excited.
coming in.
I like it. I'm excited to see it. I like the idea, and this could still be a flex. I don't think it's going to be, but this could potentially be a
There's no
flex as well.
way.
So
Don't
so
get my hopes
it's
up like
fun.
that, TDS. Don't
It's
get my
fun.
hopes up.
It's fun that it's getting picked because of the potential, but it's not going to happen. Like this screams support in every place. The mid lane matchup now becomes just Orianna Syndra, which kind of sad. I would have liked to see a little bit more waiting on what they do go for, but this means that the jungle pool is still open, and now we
Yeah.
can maybe see into them banning it away or just wanting to trade strong junglers.
Yeah, I mean, we could see the Sinja, we could see the J4 being picked up. There's still a lot of options too. There are the assassin junglers that could be played like Talon, like Kiana. Definitely not out of the meta yet, though have fallen in priority when it comes to the meta. And Master Yi getting banned along with Quinn. Is this normal from
I
Nightless?
don't know. Yeah, I don't know about the Master Yi one, and it doesn't seem like
Is
it's
Cowsep on the
a
other team?
mistake. No, it doesn't seem like it's a mistake. It doesn't seem like a normal ban. So I don't know why it was. But okay, I can take it. Wukong and the Camille getting banned, so targeting a lot on the top side. But this corner picked up by Nightless. And one quick thing I gotta say, this can be Skarner top as well. I have seen Skarner top.
Okay.
It can work. It is a super weak side top lane,
It's Johnny
but
Rocket's
you
the
get
type
a
of
lot
player,
of value.
though.
I
Is he
don't
the
think
type
he
of
is.
player to
I
play it?
don't think
Yeah,
he is
that's
at
the
all.
thing.
He has been a much more carry-oriented jungler, so I think this is going to be a jungler's corner. But like we were saying, the pool of junglers is completely open, which means that you can go for whatever you want. And G7 are going for the Olaf, so getting the straight-up win in the matchup, maybe not so in the whole context of the game right now, but 100% you do get that much power right there. And I think that as a 2v2 as well in the mid lane, Olaf Syndra against Skarner Orianna should get power. They should be powerful enough to be able to take them battle against those two. And as we have seen in Worlds, getting the priority between mid lane and jungle, it's really crucial for whatever map movements you want to achieve. And the
Oh.
Shen getting picked. Okay.
Blind pick Shen. Okay. I mean, it's interesting, right? Shen, one of the best dueling tanks in the game, of course, and
Yeah.
you have so much ability to make plays with him and to save your carry specifically, especially since Syndra and Misfortune, they don't really have any way of escaping against the enemy team who has a shockwave, who has the grand entrance, who has the
Ooh.
quickness as well. And so they decided to go for that as it could be a Graves top. We've seen this a lot in Worlds where, EDG Flandre has been using it all the time. It's been used by the rest of the teams,
Yeah.
as the rest of the teams in the semifinals as well. Definitely a strong power pick at the moment that can give you priority and can also scale super well into the late game. So not too surprising to see that one. And looking at these two compositions, TDS, it feels like some people are. It looks like Gang7 prioritizing their moves a bit in the early game, especially with the Olaf pick. While Nightless, they're gunning for a late game build.
Yeah, I think Nightless much more team fight oriented. You can see the double tank with engage potential, big potential as well, with 280 carries that can scale relatively well, and the mage in the mid lane. I think a front to back. No, I won't say common front to back team fighting composition, but a front to back composition that you can play with the Sion and the Arena. Not really much to be desired, but it can also get shut down early on because of
Mhm.
how long some of these champions may take to get to a strong point. So it's going to be interesting how Nightless try and play around this. But like you're saying, G7 Mirage, if you look at their champions, apart from top lane, because Shen is pretty much a neutralizer against the Graves, which I expect to be seeing in the top lane,
Mhm.
mid lane and bot lane should be in control of the side of G7, which allows now for Olaf to have control over the bottom side of the map. And if you're able to have control over that side, you can begin stacking Drakes much more earlier, and you
Mhm.
can get them as a win condition. And we saw this once again referencing words, how if you get control of those early dragons and can force teamfights against a composition that is meant for much later power, like in T1 against someone, you can force an elder dragon fight in a position that the enemy team don't want to play it, and they can just lose the game at that. So it's going to
Yeah.
be really important controlling the dragon, controlling the power early on from the in the bottom side of the map, and how G7 makes use of this.
Yeah, meanwhile, on Seth Nightless, stall is the name of the game. They have all the late game scalers in their pocket, and they have to be able to make it there towards those 5v5s. You would imagine possibly also going for picks because they do have the Skarners and Pale. Can allow them to catch someone out if needed, but
They have a lot of
definitely
burst
have to
damage
watch
as
out
well.
for that early game. And it's kind of a differing philosophy, right? Between a lot of teams where some teams will just opt to prioritize the Herald in top lane more and play around that
Yeah.
side, and while others will just go for those dragon stacking. So I mean, last yesterday when we were playing with juniors, CB Rush's Acid was talking about how he really preferred going for dragons instead of going for Rift Herald, and thinks that it's not really worth it. What do you think?
I'm in the conversation where I think it's always depending on the situation, because
Mm.
Herald can get a lot of value, but it's depending on where you want to put the value and how your composition works with that value. There's compositions like G7's Mirage, like G7 Mirage is one where if you get control over the Herald early on, you can snowball much heavily the game. Their composition benefits much more from this. But there's other compositions that if they get dragons, they can make the game much better because they can play around the dragon stacking. So I think that overall, I don't like the idea of saying one is bad or better than the other, because I think that it's always depending on the situation, and that's what
Okay.
makes both objectives interesting to see. I don't like prioritization either, because I think that if you put so much focus on one objective, you can end up getting red on by other teams, like it has happened with T1 in World. So I think that it's interesting, the discussion, but I do think that teams should try and see it much more so than just an objective. It's what can you get with any of those. So I'm much more in
That's
the
fair.
middle ground with that,
That's fair.
honestly.
That's fair, and we'll see which of these teams will decide to prioritize in Game 1 between Nightless Esports and Gang7. Don't go anywhere. This should be a banger. Welcome back, everybody, to the Runeterra Academy Senior Division Semifinals here in the playoffs. So, right now we've got game one between Nightless Esports and Gang7. Nightless on the red side, Gang7 on the blue, and it looks like there's not gonna be any level one shenanigans. TDS.
Yep, they're just staring at each other, wanting to hold the higher ground. I think there should be a higher ground in League of Legends, but maybe that's just me. Too much Dota has
That's a
affected me.
debate. That's a debate right now. I see a lot of
Ah,
people like advocating for the removal of high ground. Actually, even though
is
I
there
don't know, it feels
actually
like.
high ground in LoL? Like
I
I don't
mean,
think I've ever seen someone actually used high ground as an actual advantage,
it's
just
not
so because they get uh, rolled over because of it.
it's not like in Dota where if you put the enemy in the low ground, there's a
Yeah,
chance that
like
their
there's
auto
an
attacks will
actual
miss.
advantage.
Yeah, there's an actual big advantage if you do. And wait, never mind. Level one shenanigans. I think Johnny Rocket should
Oh,
have seen this though, did they? He did
oh
not. Oh, they're gonna go for him right now. Taunted up,
no!
Johnny Rockets. He has to get out of there immediately. Immediately uses the quick
Nobody
draw to get
flashed.
out. No one flashed. No one used their summoners. And in the end, well, it looks like at least it's gonna be the red
It's
buff going over to the side of Gang 7. Meanwhile, Skarner trying
and
to go
teleport.
for his
Oh,
trying to go for the Raptors,
this
and
is
he's just
so
pushed off
important.
immediately by the taunt from Hecate Mask off right now. And by the way, guys, user 425, just in case you're wondering, his son Isav, that is Havoc. He changed his name
Yeah.
again, and I'm just
It happens.
Oh, I hate it sometimes, but there we go. Already some good level one advantages going over to the side of Gang 7 after that. It was
This,
weird, but it was an invade.
yeah, but it's so huge. A really nice late invade by G7. I'm surprised, like you were saying, because I thought that Johnny Rocket spotted it. Luckily, he didn't burn the flash out, so it's not like he dies. But he burns teleport for level one. Also, Skarner had to start on the
uh,
walls, and this is the hardest. Yeah, this is something hard to pull off.
don't tell me, don't
I
tell
think
me,
he can do
don't,
it.
no,
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 no.
no. Oh my gosh, what is
He was
happening? This
waiting
is
for
a
the smile. The
disaster.
thing is, it's really hard. Like I feel bad for Don't Die because it is hard to be able to pull this off, especially with a Skarner, where you not only need your spires, but without having to use your smite level one like that, without a leash, it can be really, really hard. And I think that
Yeah,
if he could have done the Raptors at least, he maybe could have been able to pull something off. But it's just so sad for the side of Nightless. Oh wait,
yep, they're going for the taunt right now, but Johnny Rockets still doing pretty well in this top lane.
uh,
Definitely range against melee. It just be
also.
like that.
Quick thing, look at Johnny Rocket's rune. He went for
Fleetfoot.
no, no, no. I don't remember the name of the rune. Uh, it's the one that gives you every rune in the game. Omnistone.
Wait, he went for Omnistone?
Yeah, he went Omnistone.
He went for the Nuggery build? Oh my gosh.
No, no, no.
So,
Nuguri was kleptomancy. This is Bean's rune. I
oh
remember
right,
so well
Bin,
because
right.
Bean lose
There we
worlds
go.
with this.
Yeah. You got the world's finals with it. I guess Johnny Rocket's just living that dream right now. I mean, it's not like he technically needs a laning rune, so to speak, in this matchup, especially since Shen just kind of
Should
wants to
lose.
survive. He
Yeah.
should be fine here, but still a strange one. Could give him a. It's a wild card that that Gang 7 will definitely have to deal with. Like suddenly he could have a burst. He could suddenly have electrocute and just burst someone down. So something to keep track of definitely right now. At least in the top lane for Johnny Rockets or
Well
Jonathan
played.
Rockets, as Hecate Mask Off likes to say,
Mr.
and
Jonathan Rockets.
Jonathan Rockets. I mean, Hackett Mass have been like, I know, it's some good natured banter before the game, and I think Johnny Rockets is just letting him know
Yep,
he's not
and
gonna let him off easy.
yeah, he's one of the players that will punish if he has a chance, and he has been doing a really nice job to get a CS advantage. But I think that we should focus also on the biggest CS advantage in the jungle.
Ah,
It's
ah,
40-16 and counting. I'm surprised this corner got a scuttle crab. I don't know how he did it, but he shouldn't. This should have been a complete domination in the jungle by the Olaf getting both the scuttle crabs, not allowing him to farm anything. He did get a couple of minions, so that at least it's not the worst for his corner. But I was talking about the situation where in the 2v2 mid, in the mid 2v2, it should be favored again for Jason and Rush. But now
Mm.
it's even much more favored for them. And even in any other fight, in any other place in the map where the jungler becomes a factor, it's going to be even much more favored now for Jason and Rush because of how far ahead Best Tortolosi is.
Yep, best turtle doing his best to gap his opponent right now. It's not like it's really Don't Type's fault as a jungler, you know. Oh wait, the stun up. Still City Warrior, he's not yet level 6 though, so Sir Zephyr will still be fine
Should be
on that
1 minion
Oriana,
away
but
from
I wouldn't
now.
I wouldn't yeah, I
Oh
wouldn't say
no.
it's like completely Don't Type's fault because
Yeah.
he did get invaded completely, shut out immediately in the jungle. And as you said, it's a miracle he was able to get that scuttle crab, but because of that, he's just gonna be so far behind, and the timing for his level 6 will be like it won't match the rest of his team. So there might not be any real shenanigans in that side. The
Oh,
Steel City Warrior might just go for something. He's level 6 but doesn't.
he
Sir
doesn't
Zephyr
have
is
yet.
still yeah, still has a healthy amount of HP to work with, and not gonna get anything out of that, but definitely something to watch out for as Steel City Warrior gets stronger and stronger on the Syndra.
Yeah, the damage will continue to pile on. Right now, he is still City Water has been able to exert so much pressure. I'm not sure about the. Okay, no, Johnny Rockets play that was skirting around a wait.
Dangerous game.
And
Oh
yes,
wait,
I knew
it's an
it.
even
I knew
dangerous
it.
game. There we go. They
I
decide to
knew it.
flash. Havoc dressed immediately to go for it. Ignite is popped as well, but Giant Rockets just gonna get away, not even using his flash. So flash for nothing in the end for Gang7.
When I saw Havoc running onto the Herald pit, I knew 100% he was going to flash in. It was a nice play to attempt. It didn't pan out at all, but it's still a nice attempt. But it also means that now having control over the bot side, it's the Drake starting. Although maybe they can try and fight this, but Olaf is not close by. They don't know this though.
Yeah, Olaf is concentrated on making sure that Don't
Should be
Type
the first
has
dragon.
has as little resources as possible right now. 28 CS above his counterpart.
Oh,
At the moment, the taunt flash immediately onto Johnny Rockets, who's in a lot of trouble. He has to use his flash now, expended along with the ultimate coming from the Olaf, and that's going to be first blood going over to Gang 7 in the top lane.
they are going to go for that play if they have the chance. Heket Maskov with the immediate flash into. Oh wait,
Oh wait, yeah, okay, user might be in a lot of trouble, rooted up, but Amrob just gonna completely zone off her opponent. So yeah, nothing happening too much in the bot lane, but the fact he doesn't have a flash can possibly be abused by Wake OG and
it's also
Eric
still level
Northman.
4.
Yeah, it's level 4. I mean he was roaming, so
Yeah.
it definitely makes sense that he's behind in that regard. But well, I think Johnny Rockets he got away with a bit too much in the early game. Now he finally got punished for overextending quite a bit, or not even
He did
overextending a
get
bit. For
flashed.
he
He
did
did
get
get
flash
flash
taunted. Yeah, he
taunted,
did get
yeah.
flash taunted. So they're finally able to get him in the end. Johnny Rocket's not gonna get away from a gank for the third time.
But I do think that he was not respecting the potential from Olaf being topside, especially after getting ganked like that. I think that he could have suspected a little bit the potential, so it ends up getting punished. Him getting punished, dying with having to blow his flash, and he also is down in CS against the Shen.
Oh,
So
oh no, here we
that
go
is really
again.
important.
Here's the
Uh,
disrespect. Johnny Rockets
this is
in
the
a lot
thing.
of trouble. The sapling goes down. He's gonna get slowed. He's gonna get rooted.
Oh,
He's gonna use the collateral
that's
damage
okay.
to try and get away, and he does. Okay,
But
so another concentrated effort onto the top side. Meanwhile, I'm Rob, just unable to farm right now because well,
yeah,
the enemy bot lane and jungler are right there. Can't even risk going up to the tower. Otherwise, he's just gonna get dove.
yeah, but they do get the Herald on top lane as well, so I can see them if they want to go for the play a play on the top side to try and dive Johnny Rockets again. But like you're saying, really nice capitalization from Nightless spot lane to get to understand that there was pressure on the top side. Go push the bottom lane turret and just try and get as much damage as you can. Getting plates for the Saya, letting her scale a little bit more, it's going to be super ideal for them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Saya once she gets to even four, once she gets to four, it takes a while. But once she gets to 4 items, he's gonna be deleting people off the
Yeah,
map. So something to definitely look out for. Meanwhile, I'm Rob, going. I'm not sure which build he's going for. The attack speed boots tell me that he's
he's going
possibly going for
for.
a crit build. I'm
I think
assuming.
he most unlikely goes for that. Most of the time, if you go press the attack into attack speed boots, you're 100% going
Oh, I didn't notice the rune. Yeah, there we go. He's
for
definitely going for the.
for the crit build. Yeah, because if not the boots, I think the boots choice it's different. Even if you go press the attack. because you do want to get the extra either movement speed or
Hmm.
extra ability haste to get much more value with lethality build.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be the shooty misfortune right now with the auto attacks. So Zephyr just gonna get the blue buff for himself. And don't type still in the game, definitely. A lot of
Okay,
resources
no,
down though.
it
Gore
seems
Drinker
to
already
be
finished.
it
Yeah.
seems to be the lethality build. Okay, I'm
Wait,
interested
what?
why you go berserkers with this one. Like I do like
Uh,
the lethality much more, but especially in this game where your main targets are not going to be the Rakan and the Skarner, but the backline with your ultimate. So I think that it can get value here, but I don't know if Berserkers is the best choice because you won't get that much of a chance to auto attack anyway.
well, I mean, I guess they realize he just decided to play for the situation, right? He sees that his jungler is so far ahead right now, so there's a possibility that they can maybe snowball through the early game
Oh,
right now. So Zephyr just managed to dodge the sky. The weak shockwave
oh
is used, but
no!
ends up missing. So Steel City
Uh,
Warrior is still gonna live.
as a mid laner, that hurts so much. Oh,
Well, Johnny Rockets has to be careful. Getting hit by a turret is a no bueno, but still gonna be surviving here in this top side. And both top laners actually even. Maskoff actually ahead when it comes to CS. I guess because of all the attention that he got in the top lane allowed this. I
yeah.
think maybe if Johnny Rockets was left to his own devices, it could have been a different story. But they're investing so much to make sure that Maskoff doesn't get too far behind.
Yeah, it was a really interesting idea from G7 to put much more pressure up there. I could see if it was for allowing later on for the Shen to be strong enough so that he could just leave the lane and it wouldn't matter if he loses CS. But they haven't tried to go for any play on the other side of the map, so
Mhm.
I'm kind of surprised the amount of pressure that was put into top lane, and then kind of just back up from mid and come back to just I forgot the way to say it. Back to back to where they started, pretty much. Oh wait,
Okay. Oh wait, before I say anything, Ragnarok is trying to get the kill onto Don't Type, who's running away,
he's
doing his
running
best to
and
get
failed.
away, making sure to dodge the access. Don't Type, he's in a lot of
Oh,
trouble. He manages to get the stun
oh,
onto
oof.
Best Turtle OCE, and just managed to barely flash away. That's a lot of pressure, and that's the Rift Herald going down as well. So even more pressure going down to the bot lane. They're not really in any position to contest. This big OG trying to go for some CS may end up being in
Oh,
a lot of trouble as the Roots use ultimate from the Maokai to try and get something back. They're going for the dive right now. 4 against 2. The
oh,
teleport
the
coming
OG.
in along with the quickness. Steel City Warrior gonna get fake OG. Eric Northman doing his best, but here comes Hecate Mass off with Sned United to try
I
and
think
get
he's
the rest
dead.
off the back of his team. Surrounded completely off the back. Cut off from the rest of the team. It's gonna be Johnny Rockets taking the
Oh,
kill in that regard. Meanwhile, Don't Type. He doesn't realize he uses the Impale to try and get
there's
something, but the
Eternal.
big Shatter of the Weak manages to get the kill onto him.
The
Big shockwave onto the back line. Will they manage to take advantage of it? No,
Seven's
they
dead.
will not, as they are flashing
Oh,
in. I'm Rob will get the kill onto Zephyr, and it's going to be Gang7 coming away with the team fight victory.
what a chaotic team fight. Everything kind of falling into place at the end there for G7 Mirage to be able to get the team fight win. But great teleports from the side of Nightless to react to the play. But at the start of the play, it was really hard to stop it. The Saya it gets completely controlled after using the ultimate inside of the Misfortune ultimate, so gets full damage value out of that, and she instantaneously died. The Rakan tries and play around it really well, and they were able to isolate the Olaf that was getting the Shen ultimate, later
Mhm.
forcing the Olaf to run away, and the Shen ends up dying. It was really nicely done, but the Skarner coming through, thinking that maybe he could cut someone out, but he was really low in health. I thought that he was going to back, that he was backing and then came back, but in reality, he just came back with low health. He ends up paying for that, and then it's an easy capitalization from the side of G7. Even though the shockwave was good, Arena yet doesn't have the damage to be able to burst out a target like that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't fully ends up working, and they end up just losing the fight after that. Still, it's a really nice fight, and it shows that both teams are ready to answer anything.
Yeah, I mean, it was a battle of zone control, right? With the Maokai ultimate being thrown as well to
Yeah.
make sure that the ADC and support are separated from each other. So, really fun attempt at both sides. As Hecate Maskov, he's in a lot of trouble this time, getting chased down, but he's going to make it out, realizing that he's in a lot of trouble just in time. And it looks like the first tower is going to be going over to Gang7 after all that pressure they put in the bot lane. They were saving up all the pressure and just exploded down there.
Yeah.
Super fun to watch.
They were just baiting with what happened on top side. They just waited for the right moment to just
Yeah.
burst it down in the bot lane.
Yeah, it was like, it's like, they're
Ooh.
concentrating resources on top, and suddenly, okay, meanwhile, Wake OG has to use the Feather Storm to try and
Oh,
get away
Sepri?
from the amount of pressure here. As they're gonna go for
Oh,
more. Sir Zephyr, he's in a lot of trouble. He got caught out. Ragnarok is used.
and she needs
Hecate
stop.
Maskoff is here as well, taunting on to Don't Type. Johnny Rockets, what can he do? The shield bow does go off, and Wake OG, meanwhile, in the bot side, trying to do what he can to suppress the enemy
What
team.
happened? Top? What?
Yeah, I want to see what's happening in top lane. Oh my gosh, Johnny Rockets just able to get away, it looks like, along with Eric Northman. So only Sir Zephyr will be the casualty of all the chaos happening across the map.
Directed camera is sometimes the best ally and the worst enemy.
This
You
why
just as
this
they're fighting topside, they go bot lane for some reason.
this why real observers are worth their weight in gold, man.
Yeah.
They're
Full credit
definitely
to
worth their weight
anyone
in
that
gold.
actually is an observer and wants to get into observing or just do it for fun. Like, you guys are great. You help so
Yeah,
much.
definitely, definitely.
Oh, heck it.
Shout out to our producer too, Wookie, helping us keep the show together.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh,
all right.
Rob.
I'm Rob though. He's in a lot of trouble.
Ooh.
Could get hit by the impale, but Don't Type is having a hard time. Rooted up, and they're just gonna
Oh,
end up
no.
possibly killing him. The impale is used, but well, I'm Rob just gonna shoot him in the face.
That feels so
It's
sad.
just,
Heck it
that's
has flash, by the way. Okay.
that's not gonna be a happy scorpion, so to speak. Captain Flowers dying, rolling right now. Unfortunately, as Johnny
Oh.
Rock is trying to get the solo kill on Steel City Warrior, but barely in range. Steel City Warrior, he's trying to go for more.
Oh.
Not gonna be able to get anything with miss from the Q,
8
and it's a
seconds
very
penalty.
the teleport is used to try
No,
and cut him off. Johnny Rockets will he be able to get something? The
You're
shutdown and the
baited.
shield boat keeps him alive, and he gets the kill and the shutdown onto Steel City Warrior. What a patient play coming from this Graves.
I, as a mid laner, feel that so much. You cannot get baited by anyone like that. And he had the ultimate from Syndra was 8 seconds away. If she just waited a little bit
Oh,
more, she could have just pressed R and Johnny Rockets is dead. But Johnny Rockets played that really well, waiting for time, playing around the bushes, because that's the only way that he can win. If he can play around the bushes, then it's easier to execute the Syndra, and he has enough damage to be able to do that. Really well played by Johnny Rockets. Sad for for Steel City Warrior, but it was in the end a 1-for-1, because remember that they got a kill on the bot lane. So overall, it wasn't that
it's
bad
not
for
too
either team.
bad.
Yeah.
It's not too bad, but definitely, I think Johnny Rockets, he's the only one with kills right now on his team.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an unfortunate situation that happened, especially at the level 1. I can't I can't blame Nightless too much because of what happened to really
Yeah.
screw up
Okay.
to Wake OG, taking a bullet.
Johnny Rockets also
He
getting
just got
collapsed.
away by the skin of his teeth. Look at his health bar. Look at his health bar.
See, as long as they're alive, that's what matters, right? Like they don't die, they can fight a second chance, maybe. The Drake is close to spawning, so they will get a second opportunity to fight. But I think that this Drake is going to be really, really important. It's the third Drake of the game, but it's the first Infernal Drake, and I think that the
For
side
us,
of G7 wants to fight so heavily. Ooh.
disconnecting again. 1 second while I reconnect. TDS,
Okay.
could you take over
Uh,
for a bit?
I'll just talk right now. They're going for the dragon, starting it the Olaf. So the side of Nightless not wanting to contest this dragon. I agree with this play. I think that they don't need to overforce, especially already securing that dragon. This dragon was really going to be important to fight for the side of G7, because they're almost in a timer trying to get this game to end this game as soon as possible, since some of the champions don't scale as well. But on the other side, Nightless just needs to go for picks. Do this with this corner. Ooh, heck it.
Oh, there's a
Oh,
pick. Oh,
ooh,
the
that was
flash away
close.
from the inplay. Yeah, there we go. All right, I'm back. I think. Can you hear me, TDS? We good?
Yes,
Oh, Shockwave
yes.
used
Oh,
Steel
wait.
City Warrior. He's in a lot of trouble
That's a
this time.
solo kill.
He could end up getting bursted down. Flash immediately along with the counter flash, and there we go. Sir Zephyr will get the solo kill. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Wake
Ouch.
OG in a lot of trouble.
It's a trade of kills. And
Back
turrets,
up, that's
actually.
going to be the mid lane tier 2.
Wait, and another
One more
turret. That
charge
is
from the
so
Rift
much.
Herald onto the inhibitor turret.
That is so much. They got not only the turrets, the 3 turrets in the mid lane, they got the kill on Wake OG. So even though Separate pulls out the solo kill against Steel City Warrior, and they blow the flash from Hecate Maskov, they lose way too much in the mid lane. And that is something that the side of G7 wants to do. Keep on pushing the tempo, even if they lose a member on the other side of the map. If they can get an even bigger advantage, then they're still comfortable with doing that.
Yeah, definitely something to look out for right now. As G7, they're it looks like it feels like they have all the control in the game right now,
Yeah.
running
Uh, Miles,
outperforming just
I think you're
outperforming their
cutting a
opponents when it
little
comes
bit
to macro.
again.
Yeah, I'm cutting out a bit again. Wait, I'll be back. Go ahead, TDS, and take over
Okay.
for a bit.
But yeah, macro wise, I think that the side of G7 has been doing a really nice job. They have been able to control the pace of the game, and they, even though they lose a couple of small fights, the overall map, the overall control of the game, the overall way that the game is being played by them, it's going much better. So they have complete control right now. They need to keep pushing the tempo though, because like I was saying, they have champions that need to scale, that can't scale, as well as some of the champions on the side of Nightless. But I think that they are doing a good enough job. And with the Baron already as an objective, I think that they can force a fight either in the next Drake or with the Baron buff.
Next chicken Baron
All right.
buff. All right, I heard that last part, TDS. So
Okay, perfect.
probably can go off of that, and that's where they're probably going to be setting up. I mean, the top side is still free real estate for the side of Gang7 if they choose to go.
Yeah, they have the
A bit of
options.
a menace right now. Already has the BT along with the Acceptor, assuming that's gonna turn into a Bloodthirster soon.
I'm
And with that,
expecting.
he will be shielded up and ready to fight because
Oh,
staying
I think
through it.
I think we're still with complications with Miles.
Oh my gosh, having a bit of a hard time here. Sorry guys.
Yeah, it's okay. Luckily, the game has gone into a kind of a lull state, so it's not like we're losing. They are fighting a lot or trying to go for a lot of plays. Although Johnny Rocket's close to getting collapsed, maybe. Oh no! Oh no, Johnny Rockets! He's getting collapsed here. Oh, he's dead. And this now ignite.
Goes down swell. User
Oof.
half rather is gonna end up getting the kill. Oh my gosh, why does he have to change his name?
Yeah, that is a lot of damage that they were able to collapse into
Baron
the top
going
lane, and they
Gang
are going for
7.
Baron now.
Yeah. They're going for it right now, and because of that, can you hear me, TDS? By the way.
Yeah, I can hear it now.
All right, excellent.
Also, a quick thing to notice: Skarner was chunked
Possibly
down,
the
so he
shockwave.
cannot be here. Oh,
Oh, Eric Northman, you're gonna go for it with the quickness
too
shockwave use
early.
as well, but he's just gonna get bursted down, and that should be the Baron. But that's a lot of HP. Best Turtle OC in a lot of trouble. He can't.
Oh, so close.
Don't type so. It's a lot of trouble. Oh, weak OG has to use the Feather Storm to get out, and he will be able to, with expending the Gale Force as well. But the Baron goes down, and Gang7 in such a good position to close this game out.
Yeah, utilizing vision advantage to go for the play. They cover, they go and clear the Tribush on the top lane, and they are able to then collapse with the control of the top side that they have onto Johnny Rocket. Johnny Rocket dies, he has no chance to escape. They also force the teleport out of the arena, so making almost every member from Nightless have to go towards top side. And then they force the Baron buff. Also, really important, I'm Rob, chunking down Don type on the Skarner so that he couldn't force a fight or engage in any way. And that meant that they have complete control of the Baron, and they could try and do it before the Scanner ever has a chance to come in. Also, even though I like the idea from Zero Sepre and Eric Northman with the combo, and that's probably their best way to seal it, I think that it came in way too early. And they had a ping ward
Yeah,
inside of the Baron buff, so they knew how low the Baron buff was. I think that they pulled the trigger a little bit way too early.
yeah, definitely. Hacking, at least in that regard.
Yeah.
Oh, this red gonna be paying dividends for it. Red Bull sponsor us. Runeterra Academy is cool, but anyway, here's the route onto Don't Type, and right now he's a lot of trouble and should be getting the kill. I am Rob is gonna be picking that one up. Another pick, another kill goes.
They got it. That's fine. The pick was really good. They also get the Dragon Soul already in Soul Point, and with this grasp of the game that they have, G7 should be in such a comfortable spot that they should be able to finish off the game. By the way, if you can hear Miles, sadly I can't either. Some complications with the mic. So if
What's
someone wants to
happening?
sponsor us, 100%, Runeterra Academy will welcome them. just a quick thing. But while Miles comes back, then this push is so strong from the side of G7. They have so many nice tools to force the engage. Even though the Shockwave may be the most threatening, and the Shockwave with the Rakan engage may be the most threatening, they don't have an easy way to clean up these Baron buffed cannon minions. So unless they walk way too far forward, they may just end up getting collapsed and killed.
Mic check. I'm glad this
I
happening.
think
Otherwise,
it's
it's not.
working.
Okay, hopefully it's working now finally. But glad this happening in game one and not in game five when everything's super tense. If we're
Yeah.
getting right now, Gang7 should be ending this one very cleanly very soon. They do have the base is broken open right now. The Baron powered minions are doing their work onto the inhibitors, and there's not really anything that Nightless can do. It was just a masterclass from start to finish coming from Gang7.
Yeah. It was such a dominating fashion to win this game in the way that they started because it was with a level 1 into then just
Oh my
destroying as much
gosh.
as possible the Skarner and is stopping the top set from being dangerous. So overall great play. The Baron buff is down now though, so maybe Nightless can survive. Shockwave.
Oh, and there we go. Shockwave used,
Oh,
and
the disengage.
yeah, they're going immediately. Ragnarok used
Oh, Johnny Rockets.
Rockets to try and get something back, but it's gonna be Havoc taking that one kill. Meanwhile, on the front line, at least Johnny
It's a 1-for-1. So they,
it's not
they
gonna be
take
enough.
value.
Yes, the inhibitor is going down, and well, it's the next turn should be
I'm not
the
sure
ones
if they
up
can
next.
win though.
Yeah, there's not enough minions, I feel. So not
Alright.
enough health bars as well. Grand entrance use and the flash,
Alright.
as well as the to try and get something back, but he's gonna get stunned up, knocked up, and get
Oh,
shut
no.
down by Sir Zephyr. Only Steel City Warrior left, so it's not over
Hit.
yet. As it's not over yet. Gang7 definitely still has something left in the tank right now, as they should be able to get the slow, and Sir Zephyr get more kills under his belt. This Oriana popping off. Yes. Is he? Wookie, can you hear me this time? We're having a lot of problems right now. All right, so okay, this time it's CDS who has the mic problems. Oh, it's a disaster. Just like this game right now, or just like that team fight rather for the side of G7. Fortunately, overextending a bit too much. Hopefully, we can have TDS back in. We're just switching places, I guess, on who's having trouble with the internet this time. The problems with an international broadcast, it can be like that, unfortunately. And right now, well, at least the base broken open right now. All inhibitors gonna get taken down, or have been taken down rather. Johnny Rock is doing his best to try and keep something back, but use Havoc right here to cut him off. And here comes the Shen. Here comes the Shen Stand United 2 to try and make a play. Johnny Rocket's in a lot of trouble, but there's not going to be nearly enough follow-up guards damage in order to finish him off. And it looks like there will be one last team fight, possibly to end the game here, as both teams standing off in the base. Shockwave views. I'm Rob in a lot of trouble. Ultimate completely gone. Scattered the weak immediately used to try and zone them away. Steel City Warrior should be able to get something. He's impaled right now. Draven into the back line, and Johnny Rockets will pick up that kill. Another pick going over to the side of Nightless. As this time, Gang Esports, they have to retreat once again. And Nightless, they're just stalling out. They're still hanging on. All right. Okay, CDS back? Or
Get back.
okay, excellent. What do you think about that team fight? Wait, it's not
What
over
a
yet.
base
Sorry, TDS,
defense.
I have to cut you off. As two teleports are coming in. The Dragon is about to be getting down. Grand entrance used. Grand entrance used to try and zone off their opponents. And there we go. The Dragon is gonna get bursted down. The side of Gang7, they don't have positioning. The Maokai ultimates used to try and cut them off, and they are stuck in a choke point. Rather, no one's gonna get hit by the big shockwave onto the right target.
Dome type gets hit fully by the shockwave.
Rocket still surviving the blast zone. Just complete. Rockets gonna use cloud damage to barely get away. Meanwhile, on the meanwhile in the base, it's just Wake OG trying to stop the minions from destroying everything. Somehow they managed to get out of that, but that was a very close call.
That was so close. I don't know how Johnny Rocket survived that, and it would be so sad if he ends up dying because of the blast gun. But because everyone went for the dragon, even though they are able to stop Soul. This means that now they are defenseless against a Baron push, and G7 has complete of a control over this Baron buff. This Baron is going to go down 100%. They can back after this and just set up a push with almost two. I think it's going to be two minion waves because one of the inhibitors should be up soon. So
Yeah.
it should not be a super three inhibitor three super minion push, but it's still going to be huge. And with Baron Bob, it can be really hard now to defend, even though the side of G7 has been able to go for the
Um,
side of Nightless has been able to go for a strong defense and has been able to defend a couple of times. I'm not sure if now with Baron Buff they can.
Yep. Well, it looks like the inhibitors are coming up already. The Baron buff is gonna get pushed. The top lane inhibitor is still open. That's something, but will that something be enough? As right now, Wake OG,
Okay.
we're starting to see the benefits of their team composition, but will it be too
Yeah.
little, too late for them? As right now, it's Gang7 pushing in, and that's a big Sky of the Week onto Eric Northman, but he's going to be able to survive using the Grand Entrance to get away, but that should be the inhibitor going down. Nexus once again
The two inhibitors down now. Oh, the
and there
engage?
we go, the flash route along with the ultimate
Yeah, we're gonna say.
dying, but Sir Zephyr is going to end up killed. That's a big cooldown gone, and this should be the game going over to G7 as they finish this one off right now, right here, right now. Another burst, Johnny Rockets going to do his best on the backline, but it's not going to be enough. And game one going to be going over to Gang7, but that was definitely a struggle in the late game.
Yeah, what a ending to the game. I was expecting G7 to be able to clean up the game, but really nicely done at the end by the side of Nightless. Not feeling that the nervousness of the fact that they were so far behind, but mounting a really nice defense and close to being a comeback. At the end, it is the fact that they are so far behind with the turrets falling down to super minions, the fact that they had to answer to the soul, if not they can lose, and it's sad that they couldn't get a better chance at defending themselves, but it was a really nice game overall. I think that G7 showcasing their prowess in the early stage of the game, early mid game, the control that they have, the shot calling that they can go for, the macro that they showcase. I think that even though they lose some fights, they got so many advantages that they can just continue snowballing. And then at the end, it kind of went going bad because of some of the decisions. But overall, it was still such a good game from G7. But also Nightless
Mm.
showcasing that they can answer back. And if they are able to come back in game two with a much better idea of how they want to play the game and a much better and not the errors that happen in the early game or the sad things that happen in the early game, maybe they can play an even better game.
Don't Type basically wasn't allowed to play League of Legends, right?
Yeah,
TDS. At least
it was hard for him.
game one going over to the side of Gang7. We'll be right back after this short break with game two. Don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back to Runeterra Academy Senior Division, where we had a very dominant game one coming from G7 going into this. And well, TDS, we did kind of expect G7 to win this one, but there was definitely some good shining moments for Nightless Esports in the last game.
Yeah, I think that the later stages of the game, the base defense that they were able to mount, and even some of the plays that they were trying to go for were good. I think that the problem at the end certainly being that while the difference ended up affecting a lot, and also the map difference because they were so far behind. They didn't have turrets. The super minions were just pushing in them, and them having to go for
Hmm.
difficult decisions made it much easier for G7 to be able to win at the game at the end. But
Yeah.
I think that they showcase good things, and that's also why I think that if the level one didn't happen and Don't Type isn't it's not a player until like 30 minutes later, and even then he had a hard time being a player, then maybe Nightless can do much more. So I'm still expecting to see what they can pull off. Johnny Rockets, I think, had a really nice game, even though he died a couple of times. He was still doing
Hmm.
so much damage. He was even able to dissuade some of those ganks. So if he's able to dissuade some of those ganks, survive, and buy a space for the other side of the map to actually get value, then it should be a nice game for Nightless this time around.
I mean, to be fair to Nightless, they kind of played that early game without a jungle, right? Don't
Yeah,
Type unfortunately had a very poor early game just because of how hard he got screwed after that level one in late invade. So hopefully this time he's gonna have a better chance to be able to affect the lanes more. But even then, he did have a lot of value on the Skarner, right? It's not like Skarner's
yeah,
a very high econ jungler that needs resources to be functional. He just needs to get on top of a target, use his ultimate, and let the team take care of the rest. And he was able to do that during several times on key important moments in the last game. Hopefully, he'll have more impact this time if he manages to start evenly. Right now, I'm getting message from both teams that G7 are allowing Nightless to have bans. Apparently, in the last game, because of an e-sub, Nightless did not have three of their five bans. So this time for the rest of the series, Nightless is going to have their bans. So gonna
yeah.
be much more of an even footing match this time around.
Yeah, it's going to be much better for them certainly, and they're taking their time trying to now utilize those bans effectively. It's going to be interesting now seeing the adaptations that Nightless can go for now that they are having bans, and I think that we may see a really different game from the first one. So I'm already excited for the game to start. I'm ready to see what Nightless brings out and what they are going to adapt with during in this series.
Yep, just a bit of banter in the chat right now that I don't want to talk about. I can't believe I'm seeing this, but anyway,
We
but,
shouldn't.
we shouldn't definitely. Just a
Yeah,
bit of
no,
tease to Twitch chat right now,
no,
but
no, no, no,
anyway,
no.
all right. Anyway, right now we're just waiting to get into draft. What adjustments do you think Nightly should make actually? Because well, I mean, it's not like it was complete draft diff, right? Just that it felt like
Yeah, no.
on part of execution, they just weren't able to execute because of how hard they got screwed in the early game.
Yeah, I think that maybe the focus on jungler should be important because I don't think Skarner is a bad jungler, but they picked it blindly against the enemy jungle
Mm-hmm.
and decided to not play around him as much as possible. So I would like that they try and put a little bit more of an idea around the jungler. And try and if not attack the jungle pool from burst or OCE, try and give yourselves a better matchup overall. Not just blinded, but actually just get much more value out of the jungle pick. I think that would be a good adaptation that Nightless can take advantage of. Because like we saw in the last game, if you lose jungle, in the jungle, you pretty much lose a lot of pressure everywhere else in the map. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter who has the advantage, who is losing in another place. If you don't have a jungler to help you, then you pretty much lose value everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. And we, especially in competitive where jungler's role, I mean, already in solo queue, the jungler has so much high impact around the map. One more in competitive where
Yeah,
everyone's coordinated, when everyone's playing towards
exactly.
making sure that their jungler has the space to do what he can to help out the lanes. You know, it's a give and take situation. If the lanes are playing well, the jungler will be able to do what he wants. And but at that point, Don't Type unfortunately just was not able to do which just was not able to do much with regards to what the cards he was dealt, right? So hopefully this
Yeah.
time he'll get dealt a better hand coming into this game right now. And well, do you think though that G7 will make any adjustments regarding to their team comp, or do you think they'll stick with the early game domination that they tried to go for?
I can see them maybe going for a bit of a difference in drafts, mainly with the Graves. I think I'm surprised with how late Graves came in the first game. I think Graves is a much more priority pick, and we should see G7 if it's open probably take it. I would think they are capable of playing around the Graves, and not only on top lane, but they can flex it as well into the jungle. So I think that that's a pick that maybe we see much more contested now that the series goes on. But like we're seeing now, the band's starting already. So interesting to see the adaptations already three, or they
Bot
went
lane.
fully with the adaptations there.
Yeah, bot lane. They Nightless knew they don't want to face that bot lane again. Misfortune and
Yeah,
Maokai had so much priority down there, and looks like again Saya is gonna be the priority for Nightless Esports. Do you like this? Because I don't. I don't. I don't really like the fact that they're really
as a first
heavily
pick,
prioritizing Saya this much.
yeah. As a first pick, not really. I think that there's other champions that deserve the first pick more. Graves, for example, Xinjiao, I think that it's a much more first pickable champion. Yumi, if it wasn't banned, I would have taken her as well. So even Talon, I think that Talon it should be much more prioritized than the Saya, because I think that Saya, unless you're going with Rakan, and even with Rakan, you can just lose complete control over the bot lane. So I honestly don't really like the champion, and it gets immediately answered by G7 with Rakan and Graves. We were
Yeah.
talking about this. The Graves was going to get to be a much more contested pick, and we are seeing this game getting the focus there. But Rakan taken away by G7, I'm surprised that they took away the Rakan. I think that you can just give it away. It didn't show that much of a problem, and I think that if you take the Leona instead, that Nightless now has taken, you can put a little bit much more pressure onto the Rakan and the SI early on as well.
Yep, definitely. I
So,
mean, well, I guess they just didn't. They really didn't want to be able to. They didn't want to have to fight the combo. It looks like it's time for
yeah.
Zephyr to show what he's made of this time. He's gonna be the one on the Cinder. He's gonna be the one to try and dominate the mid lane matchup in that case. And well, it'd be interesting to see what Steel City Warrior will have to answer that one. And oh my gosh, wait, hold up. We have a Draven in the game.
Draven.
Oh my gosh, I'm
Draven.
Rob. He's thrown down the
Draven.
gauntlet and said, "Fight me in the early game. I dare you."
Yeah, that is going to be such an exciting bottom lane. We had Sai at the start, so I was almost ready to get disappointed. But now Rakan Raven, if they can engage well, even onto the Leona, they can burst something out. Like that's how much damage Raven and Rakan can have. And with it Graves as well, if you do get enough burst damage somewhere else, you can now use the ultimate to execute someone on the other side of the map. So already being something really, really, really interesting. I'm already excited to see what does happen with this bot lane.
I mean, I'm Rob. He likes to have dominant ADC champions in the early game. So I guess the Draven isn't too far off the mark for him right now. As the bans are coming in, this time concentrate on towards the top side with Camille and Wukong being taken out, making sure that Johnny Rockets does not get his hands on those champions.
Yeah, I think that it makes sense. Johnny Rockets showed in the previous game how good he was on the Graves, even though he got constantly attacked. So I'm okay with taking away some of his champions. We saw the Camille ban as well last game, so it makes complete sense here. Now we need to see what does the side of G7 go for, because they can go for a mid laner here and try and leave either the top lane or jungle for last pick. I think again, already knowing that it's a Syndra, you can go for once again the Orianna. I don't think it's a worst matchup,
No
but the
way.
Yone instead.
Oh
Okay,
my gosh.
that's a
He's
lot of AD damage on the side of G7.
They're all sending it right now. It's gonna have to be an AP top laner, right? For unless this Yone is going towards the top side for the side of Heket. So unless that happens, this Yone should be going to the mid lane. What do you think about this matchup, Senja versus Yone?
I don't know. I am just going to leave it like that, because you can get super pressured.
Dang it, TDS. Your job is to know things. What?
I know, but the thing with Syndra Yone matchup is that Syndra is one of the champions that can pressure super well the melee matchups. But Yone also can punish so well the mage. I think that it's much more so than matchup wise. I think that it's player wise. So if as a player you can evade the amount of pressure that the Syndra can put you on the playing on the Yone, you can get the damage down. And okay, blind jacks. I'm
Listen, he used
not
he
sure
used the
about this.
jacks because he knows that I'm Rob is subscribed to the r/Draven mains subreddit. You know how much they love jacks in that subreddit.
Okay. Oh no, no, yeah, no. That's no
Oh,
no
okay. Here's
no
the AP. Here's
no
the AP they
no
need.
no
There we
no
go. Oh,
no
it's locked in. Let's go.
no.
It's a Heimerdinger.
Uh, I
It's the Donger, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Donger in the top lane. I'm assuming to go against the Jax. And well,
G7 what? Like I know they are capable of this from last semester, and I still don't like. I really can't go for this, but
let's
okay. So
go.
I'll try and see the theory behind it. So against the Jax, you can put pressure on him with the Heimerdinger. I'm expecting this to be a top Heimerdinger, by the way.
Yeah,
Against
me too.
Jax, he's one of the champions that you can actually get value out of this because the turrets can go over the counter strike with the I think with the lion laser beam, not the normal auto attacks, but the empowered auto attack that you get when you hit an ability. So with that, you can get damage onto the Jax. You also get the distance thanks to the turrets, and you can harass the Jax as much as you want, and you
Mhm.
can get the control over the way. This allows now for your Graves to have free pathing onto the enemy jungler on the top side. And Graves, Lydia should have a similar clear. I think that Lydia should be a little bit faster. But if they are playing towards the same side, they will encounter themselves and be able to fight there.
Yeah,
So I
hear
think
me out,
that may
TDS.
be the idea.
Hear me out, TDS.
I
Sir
don't
Zephyr
know
goes
about
stop
this.
and then throws the turret at Heimer. What do you think? You think it's a good plan? You think a role swap should be in order here? I would like the matchup a lot
Yeah,
more.
a role swap can work wonders because I think that matchup wise, Jax against Yone can be better. I think that Yone can also put pressure on Jax, but it shouldn't be to the degree of the Heimerdinger.
Yeah,
And Syndra can just, like you're saying, just grab the turrets and throw them away, and she shouldn't fall off like that so much. But I think that this would also be something that G7 is happy with because the Syndra can put pressure on the Yone just as much, or maybe not just as much, but in a similar fashion that the Heimerdinger should to the Jax. So I'm thinking that if you make the change, you can you as the Yone and as the Heimerdinger are still happy.
it's an interesting topside for sure between these between these two teams right now. Wondering what the plan is right now for G7 as they're trying to put together a very strange team comp, so to
I don't
speak.
know. Yeah, I don't know if it's just me, but when I watch these five champions like this, I just feel like running it down. Like,
This is
I
the
just
run
feel
it
like
down
they are
team.
going to just. I just feel like they are going to run mid lane and die. Like that. This is the feeling that I get when I watch these five champions. Graves not so much maybe, but the other four, yeah.
Just wait 5 minutes into the game once one of them gives up first blood. All right, gents, we're sending it.
This is going to be fun. At least it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's
That's
at
what
least gonna
matters,
be
right?
fun. I'm gonna have a lot of fun calling out the skirmishes when they happen because they're definitely gonna be happening. Let's not
Yeah.
kid ourselves here. We have a Syndra, we have a Lilia, we have a Jax in the top lane. On the bot side, we have Draven and Rakan who should be going for those aggressive punches in the 2v2. Now, TDS, if you were to give a prediction, I know it's a bit messed up, but if you were to give a prediction, do you think Nightless can bring this back to a 1-1 scoreline?
With this composition, I do think they can. I think that like the composition from G7 seems so hard to pull off because there's so many small things that need to happen well for them to work. Like even if you do get complete control over the top lane, like it came, playing around Heimerdinger in teamfights can be hard, especially because you need to get there first to set up turrets. So
Yeah.
I think that this composition from Nightless can be a little bit better. They have a lot of tools, they have a lot of damage, they have good engage potential, they have a really nice late game thread in the Saya and also in the Jax as well. So I think that if there's a game that they can pull it off with, I think this one is.
All right. Well, you guys heard it here first. Nightless Esports possibly going to come back into this game strong. Well, hopefully they do to make the series a lot more interesting. But anyway, before that, we'll be right back after a short spectator delay. English is hard. Anyway, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. all synced up and ready to go here in Runeterra Academy Senior Division with Nightless Esports and G7. G7 took the first game. Now Nightless Esports looking to strike back after, well, it's an interesting composition that G7 decided to make for themselves. And we'll see if they're going to be able to do something. It's
Oh,
Zephyr. Oh, he
Sepri.
was in a lot of trouble again. Entrance used to try and get the kill. And that's already a level 1 flash down for the mid lane of Nightless.
Yeah, well, that is another way to now make the matchup
Oh,
better. The fact that that the Syndra now doesn't have flash at level 1 means that Yone can have an easier time in lane. And Yone can, when he gets to the E, if he gets to E, then he can begin harassing and putting much more trouble onto the Syndra. So it's going to be a little bit of a different matchup now, maybe, but it's still doable for the Syndra.
man. It's just been G7 coming up with these early game strategies at level 1 that just completely throw Nightless off their game right now. And Zerzepper, I don't think he was expecting a flank that early. So, unfortunate for him, not going to have that flash in the early game, as you said. So, it is still a range versus melee matchup. So, you'd
Yeah.
expect Zerzepper to win out and get priority. But it will be very dangerous, especially with Best Turtle probably going to be looking towards that mid lane to make an impact.
Yeah, that's exactly the fact that you can get attacked at any point by either Bestortle or even user for to Havoc. I see the name and I almost forget it's
Yeah, it's
Havoc until
Havoc.
I see it's
It's
Havoc.
Havoc.
But yeah, or Havoc just roaming up. Yeah,
Something we do have
I
to
hate
note.
that so much.
I mean, it's like Draven is one of those ADCs that can technically that has a lot of wave clear, but he is definitely someone that can sustain himself, especially once he starts getting some healing off. And can be surprising when it comes to damage, especially in the early game. This is one of those ADCs that has to get
Yeah.
ahead to be useful.
Yeah, it's one of, like you're saying, the fact that he needs to get the healing to get much more value. But I think that he's one of the carries that also get that, like, he has some innate healing inside of him, so he can also make use of
Yeah.
that, especially apart from the runes. So it
Well,
shouldn't be. And there's the gang between.
yeah, our prediction has come
Oh,
through as Sir Zephyr. He's in a lot of trouble, possibly going to get something back. Scatter the weak is used, but
oh,
the minion damage and the burn just enough to get the kill. So it's going to be G7 actually winning out on the mid lane matchup with that important camp by Best Turtle.
yeah. Okay, I'm surprised that it was so close, but the red buff does come through. Also, flash blown by Pestardo, we'll see. But it's still first blood coming through from the side of G7. Now Yone can have a little bit more impact, especially now that there's no flash. Oh
Oh,
wait, heck it.
yeah, Hecate Master off. Gonna get punished a
But
bit, but
look
he's
who's
gonna trade right
coming.
back onto Johnny Rockets. And though type, he gets spotted by the ward, and he's going for something immediately, trying to get something back. Flash used to try get the stun off,
Oh, okay.
along with the stun grenade, but it's not gonna be enough. Hecate will just walk away. But flash gun for the Heimerdinger. So a mobile champion without the flash could be a juicy target for Don't Type to go back there again and set up a camp.
Yeah, it's a place where he can look to. And I was going to mention this, but the Lydia is one of the better champions to go against the Heimerdinger because she can clear the turrets really effectively with a Q. So it's not like you can get traded out or just outright bursted out by something like by the Heimerdinger if you go with the I forget names with the Lydia. Yes.
Yeah, there we go, Lilia. It's the deer. It's the deer. It's the fun
Yeah.
prancing around
Bambi.
TDS.
Wait, can we say Bambi? Do we get copyrighted?
No, no, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure you don't.
Okay, perfect.
I mean, I think Captain Flower says it all the time. He called it Bambi on the official
Okay, yeah,
broadcast.
like it's a kind of Bambi, so that's what I think.
Bambi versus the guy with the gun. Who's gonna win? Well, actually, it's not Bambi because it should be Bambi's mother because she's the girl. But anyway, Disney lore aside, Celsi Warrior trying to go in immediately, but here comes the rest of the teams. There's Zephyr gonna get hit by the Grand Entrance, and well, Best Turtle OCE gonna pick that one up. So well, that flash in the early game, the investment is paying off. There's some strong stonks for G7 right now.
Yeah, 100%. And once again, like in the first game, they are trying to make as much power. Oh wait,
Best Turtle.
that is a lot of damage.
Yeah, that is. Oh, the Grand Entrance just
Oh,
barely
he didn't
misses
get it.
right there. And Don't Type will be able to get away. But that was a very
Are the others
close
coming
one.
up? Oh,
Oh, man. The priority that Heimerdinger is able to get for himself. I still think they should have roll swap, not gonna lie. Anyway, alright. Here comes a fight in the mid lane. Zenith Blade actually does
he got
connect
engaged.
onto Havoc. Will be able to get something, and he just
Should be
dashes
okay,
away to his
yeah.
teammate. right? Over the Raptor camp, off to safety, and that should be fine. G7 still just coming away with the early game win at the moment.
Yeah, they are doing a really nice job. Also, quickly to comment, in that small fight against the Lilia, if the best turtle had a smite, I think that he can get the kill there because he gets the extra healing, so he isn't shy from fighting, and they can probably trade. But still, they get a really nice trade. They are able to steal some of the camps, a little bit of the camp from the Lilia, and they are also able to keep up the pressure in mid lane. So overall, it's been going nice. Although, ouch, Draven
Yeah,
lost cannon. That
yeah,
hurts
I think he missed the
a
cannon.
lot.
So I'm Rob. I'm not gonna be getting that specific adoration stack at least. And the wave is pushing away from him right now. Plus the support is there. But with Leona backing away, should be a lot more comfortable to get this wave pushed in and make sure that the wave is pushing towards his side instead. So shouldn't be any dramas with
Yeah.
regards to the bot lane, at least for the side of G7, unless something exceptional happens. And Saya's already backing away. Mid laner completely gone. They calmed it. They know. And that's one third plate going down actually for the side of G7. So I'm Rob picking that one up. You should be able to finish this wave up as well. And everything going well for the Draven at this point.
Yeah, it was really important the fact that the Draven also had the Noon Quiver over the Saya before she wanted to back, so that allowed for much more pressure and then going for the plate. I think that Draven should back here honestly because the best turtle is on the top side, so there's no chance to fight Dragon without him, and I don't think that getting this Scuttle Crab is that important, especially with the Draven having he had 900 gold, so I think that you could get the BAM Scepter at that point, and you have a really nice timing to back and get back into the lane. But it seems like they are going to try and either
I
get
mean,
the
listen,
oh
it's
wait,
Draven. He wants more immediately
Northman.
onto the mid lane right now. Eric Northman
Oh,
is held up immediately by the ultimate. Grand Entrance knocks him up as well, and that's
oh
immediately
nice.
the execution coming up for the Draven, and that's gonna be a lot of stacks going his way.
Yeah, getting the value out of the Draven. That's why you pick now Draven, although, and that's why Draven became better. The fact that he can actually execute someone and get the stacks, it's so valuable and really nicely played. They commit for the kill into Leona because they had the vision on the Leona. They had the ward down there in the bottom side of the mid lane push, and they just collapse into the Leona. Really nice timing, really nicely done. With four
Oh no.
members, they get the kill so easily, and the stacks go for the Draven. Oh,
Thunderstorm has to be used, knocked up
oh,
as well, though.
but
Havoc
wait,
gonna be in
wait.
a lot of trouble, but they're gonna go for
Oh,
more
they got it.
collateral damage. Gonna go down. I'm Rob. Gonna get away with his life as well. So Wake OG gonna end up falling.
Not gonna lie, I'm surprised they get it at the end, but really nice timing, really nicely played. Johnny
Johnny
Rockets, wait.
Rockets might be able to get something here. He has to
Oh,
flash in immediately. Heket
there's the flash.
trying to use
Oh,
the shadow of his advantage and leap strike in to secure the kill. Solo kill
what?
over to Johnny Rockets.
Wait, what? I'm trying because I saw the spam pings and I'm, as well. The last shot from the turret didn't go off.
Wait, what?
The last shot from the super turret didn't go off, right?
I did not notice. Is it a code thing? I
Yeah,
wish you had the replay function to see that happen.
I don't. Yeah, like that is so random. I thought that it had the way that it worked was
Oh wait,
that
they're going for more
oh
Steel
apply
City
by Steel
Warrior.
City.
Oh yeah, he's absolutely dead. Sir Zephyr gonna be happy with that one. And gonna be able to get the kill, unfortunately, and flash gun as well for Steel City Warrior. So something they could possibly take advantage of as
Oh,
Eric
three
Northman.
members.
This time he's the one
Oh,
caught
Eric
out right
Northman.
now. Skyred the weak
Oh,
though,
nice.
just to keep him alive. But Eric Northman will end up getting taken down again by I'm Rob. Not gonna be able to get away. What an unfortunate series of events for this Leona.
Draven. Draven. Draven keeps on getting the stacks. They have been I really like what they are doing with the Draven, not sticking him alone in bottom lane, but is using it to roam around. Because Saya, one of the things that Saya does have is wave clear. So
Yeah.
realistically, trying to get much more value out of plates
Oh
and the
wait,
like,
here we go.
it can be harder. Oh
Possibly
wait,
another all
it's
in
a lot
right
of
now
damage.
between Heket
Yeah,
off.
Johnny Rockets.
Another leak strike, and that should be the kill as well. So another solo kill going over to Johnny Rockets. This man absolutely unstoppable in the top lane. The question is, will it be enough? Especially with the disaster that's happening right now on the bot side of the map.
I think it is important that he's getting the kills because, like I was saying, the value from him in this game can
Oh
be a
wait,
little bit
in the
harder to
top
play
lane.
around. Oh,
That's two people. Going over the side, Counter Strike used to try and get away, leaf strike onto a minion, but still
oh,
City
bye
Warrior and
bye.
Best Turtle will not
Ouch.
let him get away. The Jack's gonna go down. So, well, it's a kill over to the Jax, but he's gonna pay for it with his life as two, the mid and jungle duo coming from G7 collect that one.
Yeah, really nicely played now. Although now Draven has to be careful because of the attention that went onto the top side. There's no one down here. They know where the Rakan is. They know where the Graves and the Yone is. So this means that complete control for of the bottom side of the map for the side of Nightless. And if they can get a little bit more gold, then it's going to be completely fine. The Saya can keep on scaling, and there shouldn't be a blue buff spawning soon, so it's not like it matters. But surprise, like I'm Rob playing a little bit with fire in that position, especially not with the potential from the Syndra coming down, but he doesn't pay the price.
Yeah, he does not at all right now. It looks like the Draven just gonna be safe right now. I'm Rob doing his best to keep alive, and this time he's gonna be the one getting away from with his life. Meanwhile, Best Turtle OCE, he's here on the top side jungle. So, Johnny Rocket's gonna have to be a lot more careful with his
Oh,
positioning, of course. Otherwise, he's gonna get punished if he decides to go for another all in. He's gonna go for it right there, and then stun
he
use, but
doesn't
won't
care.
be enough time.
Oh, heck
Oh
it.
my gosh, the smoke chain keeps him alive, and Hecate Mask Off
Oh.
will be able to get the kill. So really good counter gang by Best Turtle, reading the fact that Johnny is going to go in, punishing for him, and now the Rift Herald is going to go down. This may end up being the first tower over to G7.
I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. They have the turret, they have the herald, they have the damage, they have the graves. They will take this turret. First turret blood. Oh wait, Hecate.
Oh, they're not going to go for it.
I was
Don't
thinking
type.
if he just commits, that would have
He's
been
not
so
going to
funny.
commit.
But
Flash
yeah,
in immediately
she
onto
probably
the
dies.
Heimer. Yeah, Heimer probably dies, but I think, yeah,
No, I
as you
mean
said,
Lily
Don't Type
dies
would
as well.
also die. Yeah,
Oh,
wait, he's gonna go for the Graves instead. Here comes the teleport coming in from
oh,
Johnny Rockets
yes,
as well.
flash.
Oh wait, no, it's Sir Zephyr who's gonna go in. The Flash, both of them in the shutdown,
Ooh.
going over to Don't Type. So it's not the Heimer, but that's definitely a better target.
Yeah, it's a way better. You get way much more value out of that kill. Really nice
Yeah,
play by Don't Type. I really don't know what was Best Turtle's idea. You don't. The Herald was dead. You give that Herald up. It doesn't matter if he gets one last um one last
charge.
crash into the turret.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one last
charge
charge.
crash into the turret because it doesn't. It's not the value that you are using it for. You want the plates. You just want to get the value out of that, and they already did. So ends up giving his life away for nothing and giving a really important shutdown to the Lydia. Nicely played by Don't Type as well, by the way.
Yep, definitely. Don't Type doing his best with the cards he's dealt with this time, having a better early game for himself, even though Best Turtle has just been running away with it. Right now, they're going to be able to get the second dragon for themselves. So stalling out that Elder going to be very important as looks like we have a bit of a lane swap right now as Hecate Mask Off decides that he wants to be sieging this mid lane instead of no turret in the top lane. Definitely makes sense, especially since Steel City Warrior has tools to be able to escape.
Also, I think that because of the itemization from the Jax, he went for the Wit's End, so the value from that is going to fall off fighting against the Yone. I also think that the Yone, the Jax was getting a little bit of the better out of the trades against the Heimerdinger recently. So I think that they just want to not give the chance for the Jax to die to kill the Heimerdinger so easily, and the Heimerdinger to just clean the wave and try and get gold. That's it.
I feel like trades going well is a bit of an understatement. TDS.
Yeah,
Giant Rock is just solo killing his opponent over and over and over again. So Hackett Mask Off probably a bit too tired of that
it was going
happening.
well.
Decides to go to the mid lane. Yeah, it was going super well for the top side at least. For Johnny Rockets able to make so much out of what he was given. There's not really been too much pressure going up there as well and just able to focus on the 1v1, the Steel City Warrior trying to get control over that side of the map. Gonna be mano a mano between these two in the top lane. As the bot lane is still pretty much calm and checking out the Adoration stacks Draven. 1 second, guys, as I just make sure. He again has 105. He managed to cash in that much last time. If he's gonna get a kill again, this Draven is just gonna get more and more fed, gonna snowball harder and harder. Already shield bow completed for him as well.
Yeah, he's really strong. He can survive really
Oh,
well.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, there
Oh,
we go. They're trying to get
engage.
on top of them right now, trying to get the cash
Oh
in
wait,
immediately onto the Adoration stacks. As the Flare was used, Eric Northman and Wake OG well played to get out of that situation.
they did blow both summoners out of the Saya, and they have now complete control over this bot lane. I'm not sure if Wakobi wants to stay here without
Uh,
ultimate, without flash, without heal.
but oh no, Best Turtle though. He's just gonna finish this one
Yeah,
off right now. They're
I
going
don't
for
know
it and
about
big
this.
collateral damage. They stayed and they're gonna pay the price. The ultimate, the teleport is used here as well to get something back, and definitely a clean dive coming in from the side of G7.
Why would they want to fight around this turret? There's no other objective in the map that matters. There's the dragon is down. Like this turret, you can give it away, and you can just let Waikoji farm the ensuing wave that is coming later on. But they end up committing to trying to defend it. They don't have teleport on the Syndra. The Jax
Oh,
doesn't
they're
want
going
to teleport
further.
in a way.
Oh, here we go. They're trying to go for it. The teleport again, this time used. And this time it's going to be the Heimerdinger trying to help
Rob.
out his teammate user. I mean, Abok rather is going to end up taken down. Don't
Oh
type
wait,
will do what he can. The Drowsy hitting onto the Heimer. Counter Strike used.
Rob has
Flash as
ultimate.
well. And there's the stun. There's the big leap strike and the kill over to Johnny Rockets, who gets double kill. So good response coming in from the side of Nightless to get something back.
I don't know. Like I think Rob had enough damage to be able to try and kill the Jax if he
Oh
jumped
no.
forward. Oh,
Face
Bastardo.
check into the bush right now. Steel City
But
Warrior has to immediately
yeah,
get out. Dodges
he has
away from
flash.
Shadow the Weak. There's the solar flare and flashes out immediately. Not gonna,
Yeah.
not gonna. This is not the day they're gonna be catching Captain Steel City Warrior.
Yeah, sadly, yeah, a continuation of interesting decisions. Still, City Warrior runs away like the man he is. He doesn't get killed, so important. The fact that he doesn't die there, he did have to blow flash, but he still doesn't have the shield
Oh,
though.
I'm
And I think
Rob.
that that's going to be important.
That
Oh,
positioning was
yeah, I
so
know.
close. If he had walked just a bit further, I
It's
think he was aware
fine.
that
It's
the possibility
fine.
was
It's
there.
okay.
That would be a very good shutdown for Jax to have, honestly. Already with
100%.
the 420 scoreline. So he's chilling. He's chilling right now. Johnny Rockets doing what he can, of course. Jax, one of those top lane carries, right? That can definitely take over the game in the side
Yeah.
lane. So something that even though it's a really big advantage for G7 right now, they have to watch out for Johnny Rockets. He can just snowball out of control and
Yeah.
immediately, he I don't think there's anyone that can really 1v1 him right now at this point. Even
I
Graves
think
and
Yone can. I think Yone can
that's
just because you can play around your soul unbound.
that's
And
fair.
what you do is you try to bait out the counter strike. You turn back, and then you can fight him against him as well.
That's fair. I mean, it should be a nice fight between Steel City Warrior and Johnny Rockets if it comes down to it. But so far, it hasn't yet. And already the Sheen completed for the Jax, so he's gonna be doing even more damage when it comes to the burst,
Yep.
and possibly should be able to get the start as well. There's no one really responding to him at the moment. It looks like the side of G7 they're concentrated on getting this next dragon. It is another Infernal, and there's
Ooh.
a Sky of the Week right onto Best Turtle. Not gonna have any follow up there though. Positioning not really good right now for Nightless Esports, and Jax is just going to continue to side lane, continue to split push, continue to put pressure that way. But not really good position right now for Nightless, and they might decide to just give up this dragon.
Yeah, this should be game. Yeah, this should be Drake. The Jax is pushing on top. He shouldn't teleport in. He's getting much more value out of doing this, and he will get enough. He will get even more gold because remember the change onto the side lane
Yep.
tier 2 turrets. They give a lot more gold. So I think that for Nightless, this is great. You can give up the second dragon, which it doesn't give that much value to G7. It is important to secure, but it's not that crucial. And you instead get a tier 2 turret in the top lane and a Jax that is getting fed. Oh,
Yeah, there we go. Immediately, Steel Silver War tries to get something onto Syndra, but he just pushes him back. So he's definitely gonna be fine in that. Excuse me, gonna be fine in that regard. And I like the fact that they're giving Johnny Rockets the space to be able to do his own thing right now, because he definitely is the most fed member on his team and can easily take down anyone on the
yep.
side of on the side of G7. Maybe except Steel Silver Warrior fails to
Oh, the
use to try
engage.
and get on top of Sir Zephyr, but he's just gonna bury that away. There's the thumbs up used. One third shot gonna get the hit on the Steel City Warrior, but yep, that was a
If
that
he
was a funny
hits,
moment.
if yeah, if he hits one more Q, one of the Qs that he missed, then he probably can get the kill. I think even if he doesn't hit the ultimate, but not good enough to hit the Q. He doesn't get the kill, but it's a nice showing of what he can do against the Syndra and why you have to put if you're going to put someone against the Yone, it has to be the Jax as well.
Counter Strike used though. This might be the opportunity. That's a lot of damage on the
That
Steel
is a
City
lot of
Warrior
damage
though.
though.
Oh, okay. So that's Steel City Warrior has to be careful with the trades, but he knows he's just trying to bait them in for Best Turtle OC to come in for the heroic counter gank rather. So not gonna be baited into it. Johnny Rockets, I think I like the fact that he's, despite the fact he has a lead, despite the fact that he is, as we can see from the trade, he can definitely win out on the 1v1. He's still playing safe, he's making sure
Yeah.
that his aggression is tempered and not too and he's not doing anything over the line, because he knows That right now he is the hope or this mid. He is the hope for Nightless in this mid game.
Yeah, 100%. He knows that bad move by him can just mean them getting an important objective, be it Baron or just winning a team fight that can push and even try and open the base. So it's really, really important that he doesn't overcommit. He will get to the strong point eventually. Like he will keep on scaling if he gets left alone. And if not, you're going to get out to force out a strong point from the enemy team anyway. So he's getting full value out of being respectful and out of just farming and getting pressure on the other side of the map. I think that he's playing this accordingly, and the rest of Nightless as well, playing accordingly, not buying into over committing for plays, not buying into trying to force things because they don't need to push the tempo of the game. I think that it's much more on the side of G7 to force the tempo to try and get an advantage because time wise, their champions, some of their champions will fall off in comparison.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Yone does as well. Yone does has some good scaling, but definitely
Yeah.
it gets harder in the late game when you have to go in against all these targets, against all these stunts, against all the CC that Nightless has in their toolkit right now. I'm Rob on the adoration check. He has 250 stacks, so if he gets a kill, it's gonna be brutal. They have to make sure that this Draven does get more fed than he is, and meanwhile, Sir Zephyr on the top lane, I don't think he's gonna survive this one. The quickness
Okay,
is used
yeah.
immediately. Grand
Oh,
entrance not gonna
nice.
be able to hit. So that's the Sky of the Week use, but it's not gonna be enough. It's just gonna be Surge
Ouch.
Zephyr getting killed, and kind of expected. But meanwhile, the pressure gonna be used once they see that there's so many bodies in the top lane. They're gonna do something in the bot lane and make sure that the Jax is getting even more fed. But the response will end
Oh,
up being the Baron. It looks like they're just gonna go for it immediately. Steel City Warrior doing his best right now. Oh man, that's a lot of damage used. Ultimate from Jax as well, but they recognize that it's a possibility they can go Fate Sealed used. Oh, that's a lot of damage, and the Flash used immediately on getting the solo kill.
oh.
Meanwhile, the Baron goes down in the favor of G7.
Yeah, I think that Steel City can try and fight him when he's equal items, not when he's one full item behind, or not one full item, but one item behind. There's a lot of armor already on the side of the Jax, and he just going to try and play around it. I really like the idea of denying the potential from the Jax backing. Oh,
Oh,
it's not enough damage.
oh, the crowd damage almost got him. Almost, but no cigar. Just like
Oh,
Drake.
wait!
Oh wait, what?
Oh,
Oh, the shutdown and the ultimate by the Draven. He actually just to cash in the
sniped.
adoration stacked. Completely sniped. I'm Rob, benefiting so much from that kill.
He will not get it. He will not, I don't think he will back before the dragon spawning, so he will not get the value of the gold for this immediate team fight. But it was such a sweet snipe that they get out. And this death push by the side of Nightless, if they can kill Best Turtle, it would be huge. If they kill Hekit Maskov, it's not that important. If they kill User Haybuck, it's not that big. Oh,
Oh, they spotted. They spotted.
Haybuck.
Would you be able to see what happens when you put down the word, even though there's a pink there?
I think it's depending. Oh,
Oh
wait, the
no.
sun?
Okay,
Oh,
this is a
wait,
team
my
fight
bad.
win. This is a team fight win. No,
Oh,
no trouble.
no.
It's gonna be I am Rob ending up with the
Oh,
kills.
Jax.
Johnny Rocket's gonna do his best. The teleport in is not gonna be enough. Jax
Best
not too
Turtle.
strong when it comes to the team fight. Solar Fire used to try and buy time. Eric Northman a lot of trouble as well. But here comes Jax onto the backside, trying to do what he can. So many stuns, but I am Rob is just doing so much
Oh,
damage.
the
He has
stun.
to get away right now, and Johnny Rockets will barely survive. This Draven is pulling an absolute masterclass right now, and really carrying the damage for his team, and they can't touch him.
Yeah, they have been. I think that the fact that a lot of the members are diving in allows for the Draven to have a much more free time in the team fights, being able to hit
Oh,
as much as
okay.
possible.
All right,
Okay,
Counter Strike, Leap
just
Strike
run.
into the empowered W just gets the kill onto him. So well played by Johnny Rocket. Still able to burst people down, but as you said, I'm robbed. Yeah, they have to. It looks like Nightless have to solve this Draven problem right now. They can't afford to keep
Yes.
to allow I'm robbed to continue to snowball. Johnny Rockets is
It's,
definitely the answer to him, but he has to get on top of him. This is the
the
big
problem is
struggle.
that there's so much CC on the side of G7. Even Draven has CC, so you can try and play around the Jax. I think that it's going to be also one of the most crucial abilities is going to be the smoke screen because if you are able to use it against the Jax and not the rest of the teams, you can also provide peel for the Draven. Overall, there's a lot of tools to stop the Jax. I think that Johnny Rockets has to play this so differently to how you have to play any other team fight because you have to wait a lot of time before a couple of abilities are used, and then you can actually get value out of the Jax. He needs to
Yep,
be really careful.
definitely. That Dance already purchased. That's an interesting buy. You think Asteris would have been better?
The thing is the armor damage, the 80 damage that is on the side
That's fair.
of
I think
G7.
Jax kind of has to be the one to carry the game right now as Wake OG
Yeah,
continues to try and scale up into the late game. Not even 3 items ready yet for the ADC of Nightless Esports, struggling a bit. Definitely makes sense considering his counterpart. Now 5-0-2. I'm Rob. He is the big he's the big man of the house right now for the side of G7. If he can continue to get more and more kills, he might be the one to be able to push his team over the line. Despite, we said that a lot of things had to happen for G7 to win out with this team comp, and they managed to accomplish most of that checklist, right?
yeah.
So
Oh,
oh wait, there's more right now. Quickness used along with the grand entrance to try and get something back. They're not gonna be able to get Eric Northman, so that's a lot expended. I'm
ooh,
Rob. Oh, barely gonna get away. He does not have any way of cleansing from CC. Not gonna be able to get hit by the sleep. But there we
oh,
go.
the
Fate
engage.
Shield used on top. Sir Zephyr, what can he do to be able to get away with this? Trying to buy time, but it's not going to be enough. A Steel City Warrior just takes him down completely. Unleashed power, not enough to get the kill.
Yeah, now with the crit, it's going to be much easier to get those teamfights wins. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Drowsy. There we go. The stun up. Here comes the Zanyas as well. This should be a one empowered W. And then
Oh,
taking him down, and that's a lot more time.
yeah,
But you
nice
know what?
attempt.
He's still gonna live. Johnny Rockets with his ultimate gonna continue to be strong. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, it's just G7 going for the push
On the top lane
along
as
in the
well.
top lane. So it's a 3-1 strategy right now, going well. Johnny Rockets trying to do his best to answer back.
Yeah, I think that they lose the store. They are going to trade turrets, but the problem is that Jax will have free access into the bottom lane inhibitor. He's now disengaging because he doesn't know where the rest of G7 is going, but he was going to get a better possibility to take down the turret if it's left untouched. So overall, it's an equal trade for both teams. They get one turret each, they get a kill each because their separate dies, and they don't get that much in the mid lane either because they weren't able to take down the tier 2. So now the objective is 100% what they are pinging. The dragon is spawning in 1 minute because it is so. I think that even though the baron is going to spawn, this dragon is going to be much more important for both teams.
Yeah, definitely. And if Johnny Rockets can get a flank off onto the right target, oh wait, he's just gonna go immediately to try and
Just
get some
wants to fly.
control over the river.
Doesn't care.
That's a right in the front line. Jax doesn't care. He will fight with you. It's not a team fight. It's not a team fight champion. Jax usually has to either go for a flank or go for a split push. But instead, he's with his team right now. Teleport coming in from Sir Zephyr to get positioning over this river. They want to make sure that they have the advantage when it comes. They want their opponents to be the ones walking into them right now. And here comes Steel City Warrior to try and do just that. Onto the choke point, and the solar flare goes down
The solar flare
immediately.
wants to
I'm
jump.
Rob has to get out. He has to flash out immediately. Grand entrance use onto the backline. Big scatter the weak onto the choke point, and there we go. Johnny Rocket trying to do what he can on top of Best Turtle OC. He's not gonna get the kill. Johnny
cannot
Rocket
get
gets
the kill.
taken down. Wake OG gets one kill. Will he be able to get more Feather Storm use? And now it's a 2-for-1 trade. The dragon is still up, but the positioning has not moved for the side of Nightless. They are still standing here in this river. Best Turtle OC in a lot of trouble.
So
She's gonna get bursted
he's
down
dead.
by the Skyler the Weak, and it's gonna be Nightless. Wait, there's still enough time. I'm Rob might be in a lot
So
of trouble
coming through
here.
though.
They're gonna go for more grand entrance used. Wake OG in a lot of trouble, but he's more
is dead?
damage. I'm Rob though. He has to flash out. Don't type. Giant on to the wrong side of the map right now. Flash
Oh,
and the
the
grand
flash.
entrance used to knock him off,
She's
and
dead.
I'm Rob is gonna end up getting the kill. Objective goes down over to the side of Nightless Esports though, so I think that's a win in their books for them. But immediately G7 they're returning towards the Baron.
Yes, Best Turtle is spawning in 20 seconds. They have Heki Mask off with Teleport as well spawning already. Yeah, he's coming here. They are going to go for this Baron. The problem is that Jax also has Teleport. There's no Smite on either team. They need to be really
Going right
careful
now.
about how they fight this. Oh, Johnny Rockets.
He sees him. The ward is going
He's here.
down, and right now they're trying to do what
go.
they can. They're just gonna go
Focus.
in right now. Iron Rob in a lot of trouble. Can't get bursted down. He does not have a shield bone. The shutdown going over. Iron Rob gets taken down, and it's gonna be Nightless Esports winning out on the team fight. They win out, and
That
it's
was
gonna be
so
them
bad.
taking the Baron for themselves. Unless Best Turtle OCE, he still has definitely a chance. He just immediately charges into the pit,
No.
gonna get stunned up. I don't think he's gonna be living through this one. Best Turtle has to immediately flash out. There's still a chance. He could go for possibly collateral. A bit of
No,
a
I don't
desperate
think
play
so.
from him, but zoning from Eric Northman should keep him alive. Collateral damage, he will give us life, but the Baron should still go down. Over to the side of Nightless Esports. They should be able to take their
There's
reward.
no Smite here. They like
they're
luckily
taking
Best
their
Turtle
time.
doesn't know.
Okay. Whew. All right. after that chaotic team fight, it's gonna be Nightless Esports actually walking away with the advantage.
Yeah, although I gotta say that was one of the dumbest fights I've seen from G7. Like that was such a bad idea. They see the Leona and they themselves decide that without Flash and Raven, we're going to walk ourselves into the pit where that's the only place where they can CC us to there. And they decide that okay, we are willing to go for that. They go for that. They get punished. They die, and then they lose the Baron buff. After a play that they win, they win a fight that could have been so bad for them because the jungler was down. They do lose the dragon, but they were able to clean up a fight. But then they commit for that Baron. It was so random to see. Luckily, it doesn't mean the game yet because it hasn't opened up anything important. But Johnny Rockets now has Baron buff. He has 4 items and he can just push on the side lane. I'm not sure who can answer him right now to not say no one. Oh,
Up.
wait.
Eric Northman, he's baiting them out. Still worrying a lot of trouble. Stand up and he's just gonna get taken down, bursted by Sir Zephyr. Are now a 4v5 situation. It feels like there's now a fire lit inside of Nightless Esports as they're going. Johnny Rockets, he has no fear. Trying to get in. He's just going to get bursted down in the choke point, though. Very bad decision from him to try and go for that. Try and be aggressive. So it's a 1-for-1 trade in the end. And that might just end up blunting the Baron power play coming from the side of Nightless. They're going to go for more immediately. Shirelius used, Grand Entrance used onto the back line. But Wake OG, he's still alive. He's still doing what he can on the back. Best Turtle OC will get the kill onto the Lilia, though. So, never mind. It ended up being a 1-for-2. A bit of a blunder, a bit of a stumble now coming from Nightless.
Yeah, I do gotta say that walking to that point, I can understand if they are not scared because they have Baron buff, they can be stronger, and if they get a better position, they can clean up the fight. But really nice engage by Haybuck, getting position onto the 2 members and being able to get the kill. Really important there to get the kill, not because they get the turret here or anything like that, but because they get now to stop the Baron buff, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, it's a stabilization from the side of G7. It looked like Nightless were gonna mount the comeback, actually make this a reality, but unfortunately with Johnny Rockets going down along with Don't Type, just not able
There's
to
a
make
still
it happen
chance.
just yet. There's still a chance, definitely. I think both teams equal right now.
Yeah,
And it
this
start
next dragon.
Sir
This next
Zephyr,
dragon.
Sir Zephyr
It's going
and
to be
Wake
important.
OG have finally started to show teeth. They finally have the items in their belt to do damage, right? 4 items already onto the Xayah. Things are pretty much equalized right now between the two teams. I'm Rob.
Yeah,
I'm Rob, still
100%.
going to be doing a lot of damage. Best Turtle still going to be doing a lot of damage as well. So now it's a matter of execution, TDS.
100%. It's going to be really on who can get the better position, who can execute better, and I think it's going to be on both supports because I think that most either of those supports is going to get to be the engagers, and the one that gets the better hand out of a target, it's going to get the kill. Hey Buck,
Ooh, that's a close one. Get hit by the Sky of the Week, but there's no follow up to be able to get the kill onto him. But guess who has what? What?
no!
Oh no! Haybuck just misclicked. He just used his
No.
Zonia's right before the team fight.
You
I
have to
think
kill.
he's gonna have to give his life now if he decides to go for it. What?
What is going on?
What's happening? This is senior. This is not supposed to be. They're not supposed to be seeing misplays like this. I think the pressure possibly getting onto these two
It has to
teams.
be.
This is a very late game scenario, honestly. We don't get here all too often with both teams equalized, but here comes the flank coming in. The quickness and the grand entrance onto the middle of the pack, and there we go. It's gonna be the soul going over to the side of Rob. He gets that one. And Wake OG and Eric Northman, along with Johnny Rockets and Sir Zephyr, they have to get out of there. It's G7 coming away with the win, but Johnny Rockets onto the back line. He's stunned up. Will he get something back? He's trying to go for more. Flash in. Rob, he has to get out. But it's stunned up. It's not going to be enough. They're going to be able to kite him out. I think Johnny Rockets still has to leave track. He still will get the kill. So the dragon does go down over to the side of G7, but it's not over yet. Johnny Rocket's still a dangerous person to play around. Able to jump over the grand entrance. Counter-Strike is used to keep him alive as well, but here comes the rest of the team. So much, the minions are coming down, and there should be the brace weekend at least. But Wake OG, meanwhile, is in the top lane, trying to get trade off when it comes to inhibitors.
He gets hit from Inhib.
Hecate
Unless-
Knives off, though, is here to guard. Make sure that that doesn't happen. Just came off of respawn, and Wake OG has to immediately fall back.
He has to back here.
Yeah, he has to back right now. Yeah, he's doing it. He's doing it right now. Not playing safe, making sure. That was a wild team fight. It's gonna be G7 coming away with the victory right there. Really good.
Yeah.
It was the flank. It was the flank from Havoc.
Yeah, I didn't even see it coming. I don't know from how long did he walk through, or if he used the flash bait from Lilia to make himself invisible, because he went from so long and got on such an important target. First you're separate, and then wait, and then as Johnny Rockets getting his stun. Even though Johnny Rockets doesn't immediately die, they get so much value because they are able to now separate the two sides of the team fight. They are able to make it so that the Yone can uh, suck all the pressure from the side of Nightless. He doesn't die, and they instead take the dragon, take the kill. I think against the Lydia, and are able to now for to get the soul and be in such a good spot.
Yeah, they're in such a good spot right now. Iron Rob is gonna be hitting like a bus along with Best Turtle OC, so that's something they definitely have to look out for at the moment. The Baron is up. It is a concern right now. It is the mid inhibitor taken as well, so not too much pressure on the side lanes. As Johnny Rocket, he does not have his flash. He does have his TP. As now it looks like both teams are gonna be posturing over the Baron. But what can Johnny Rockets do in the meantime? He's still very far away from outputting too much
Split
pressure.
push.
Yeah, he's split pushing. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
absolutely right. But
that's about it.
doing what Jax does right now, and looks like the rest of his team are trying to do what they can to stay alive in this match right now. Here we go. They're trying to go
Yeah,
in immediately
the team
onto Wake OG,
fight.
who has to use the Feather Storm to try and get away Galeforce out as well, and positioning given over to the side of G7 as they run it down the mid lane, but that's not where they want to be. They want to be going towards the dragon. Meanwhile, that has bought enough time for Jax to start outputting pressure onto this top lane.
Are they
Hackett
rushing
has to
Baron?
go back. I think they're going to
There's
be
no
rushing
vision
Baron.
on
They're
Barbara.
just going for it right now, and what? Stopwatch used to try and trying to get something onto Johnny Rockets right now. The Baron is being bursted down. This is a 4v4. The teleport is
Teleport.
coming in. Heket should have his teleport as well. Both teleports coming in. They're trying to burst the dragon down, to stun up, and it's gonna be the steal over
got
to
it!
Mr. Lucy, who managed to get it, and he completely wipes out the rest of
BD.
Nightless Esports. A triple kill going over to I'm Rob, and this game is over. It goes over to the side of G7 after a spectacular cleanup from them.
What a team fight combo, a wombo combo pulled off at the end. I didn't even know they can pull off that combo. That was so clean, so nice. And I think Johnny Rockets shouldn't have committed for that teleport. Even though I understand why, because the team is getting kind of collapsed from the side of G7 Mirage, and you feel the need to go and help them if you get the upper hand. The Heimerdinger had a really nice time to teleport in anyway, so it wasn't like he cannot join at any point. If you put pressure on the side, then he probably cannot teleport, and that makes it a 4v4. But also, I gotta give credit to Steel City Warrior. What a huge ultimate that he gets there, and also
Oh.
best of all, he goes in, gets the steal, gets the damage out with the ultimate, and clean up the fight. That was such a nice team fight win by G7 at the end there.
Yeah, it was clean. It was decisive coming from G7. Unfortunately for Johnny Rocket, as you said, possibly making the wrong decision at the wrong time. And at this point in the game, it's just one mistake that could cost you the entire game. And
Yeah,
right now, it's G7 actually coming into the series already with a 2-0 scoreline in the semifinals. It looked very possible for the side of Nightless to get even one game off, but unfortunately, just weren't able to get it over the line. A few too many mispositionings, a few too many problems with the decision making, unfortunately. But there were still so many good moments coming from them.
yeah.
Even though it's a 2-0 scoreline right now, the series is a lot closer than you would think.
Yeah, I feel like the 2-0 right now doesn't really give justice to what has been happening. The side of Nightless has been playing really well, but it's those small mistakes that don't give you the win that instead gives the opportunity for G7. And G7 is one of the teams that will punish you in those kind of scenarios. Even though they commit mistakes themselves, the turnaround between the mistakes that they commit and the
Mhm.
mistakes that they take advantage of, it's so huge in favor of what they take advantage of.
Yeah, it's gonna be G7 coming away with the win this time. Don't go anywhere, guys, because we will have a short break, and when we return, we will be back with Game 3 between Nightless Esports and G7. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody, to Runeterra Academy in the Senior Division. We've had a very exciting game between G7 and Nightless in the last one, and it ended up being G7 actually coming away with the win after a beautiful team fight on the Baron Pit, where it was just the best wombo combo to seal the deal.
Yeah, it was so nicely done. Even though it was kind of a forced decision for Nightless, I think that it wasn't a bad decision, especially with what was happening on the other side of the map. They were close to getting something really nicely done, but I think that after what G7 had done in the previous fight with blowing up so many cooldowns from the Saya, and then you trying to force the Baron buff, it was either a coin toss if you are able to secure it, and even then you can lose the team fight, and it ended up happening. So I gotta say it was unlucky, but at the same time, I think that both teams getting a clear idea of what they wanted to do and one executing better than the other. And now the Graves that I was saying that I did mention was going to become a much more pivotal pick in the series gets first pick. I think this better first pick that you can go for.
This better not be a series where it's like whichever team ends up getting Graves wins the game.
That's pretty much how it has been, I think, in general. Like Graves just has so much power right now, so much healing, so much burst, so much control over lanes. Like even if he's not in the jungle, yeah, flexibility, control over lanes, control over the jungle. Like he can just do so much. So I just think that he's such a great champion to have on your side, and you can make it so that the teams that is fighting against you has to be really careful about how they play against these Graves.
Oh wait,
on the other side,
I was actually wrong. TDS. I was actually wrong. TDS. Nightless lost the first game with Graves. Never mind. So it's not whoever gets the Graves wins. Still have to play it.
Actually.
Well, no. You still have to play it well enough. But Nightless, you're gonna respond this time with the Jhin priority. So a bit more of a backseat for the ADC this time around. Not gonna be really much of a carry threat. Instead, gonna go for that utility.
This is something that we have seen a little bit in Worlds, where you go for much more utility YCD carries, unless you are you want to win lane really hardly. So unless you go for something like Lucian Nami, that we have seen, you pretty much go for much more utility based AD.
Hold up.
Okay,
hold up here. Hold up.
Exclusively where played Jonas, so Yasuo is not that surprising, and we did see Yasuo in Worlds as well. So
yes,
we can still see it in top.
Rob is taking the spotlight. I'm gonna bet. It's gonna be Rob and Havoc running this combo.
Yeah, that's what I think. And with both Gragas and Yasuo picked, it should be a bottom lane. And against a Jhin, it's one of the better ones.
Yeah, especially, usually you'd have the range advantage against the Yasuo, but Jhin, with the fact that, his auto attacks are pretty slow, means that Yasuo not gonna be punished as much. Now, they are damaging, a lot more damaging as well, but, Jhin not having the maneuverability that he could need to fight against this champion, if he could end up losing to an all-in. I mean, it's still melee versus range matchup. So I do expect some priority for the bot side, but still, one mistake coming from the side of Wake OG, and he's just gonna get taken down. So has to be super careful.
Can be risky.
That's considering that this is Yasuo Gragas bot lane. It's still possible this could be Gragas jungle, Yasuo mid, or Gragas top with Graves going into the jungle. There's so much flexing going on from G7 right now.
Yeah, I really like this. Not showcasing anything, but giving the potential champions that you can send to some places. That it made us ignore the fact that Xin Zhao gets picked for the first time in the series, and it has been one of the most contested junglers, I think that, or one of the more picked junglers in World. So it's surprising to see a lesser of attention on the Xin Zhao, but it's a nice pick to have. It can have early game impact, and I think that for Nightless, it's something that they were lacking a little bit in the previous games. The potential to try and get a lead early on and utilize it to get value for the later stage of the game. They have a really strong mid-game setup with this, if they are able to get value out of this. And Braum picked. I don't think Braum is the best pairing with the Jhin, honestly.
Ziggs being picked as well. This could, the flexing doesn't stop. The Ziggs could just go to the mid lane as well. So many possibilities. If he goes to the bot lane, though, that would be really punishing against the Jhin, I feel, because you're kind of outranged and there's not much you can do in that. You're kind of outranged. There's not much you can do in that regard when it comes down to it. Looks like Ziggs will end up being picked. Now it's time to see whether the support will be locked in, whether this will be a Yasuo Gragas bot lane or whether something else. It looks like G7, they're just taking their time, running through the scenarios in their head, going through all the possibilities.
Okay.
What the hell is going on? TDS, what is happening?
So I was thinking how this, I don't like the 6 that much because the other 3 champions are really close close fighters. They like to go in close to the enemies and try and fight around that. The six needs space. He uses space, distance, and the range that he has to try and get as much value as possible. Serath is like the six. He wants to do the same as the six. So already having the six Serath, which can be the bot lane, by the way. This can be six Serath bot lane, Yasuo mid, and Gragas jungle. Like, this is such an interesting draft from G7 that I like. I was disappointed that they went for the Heimerdinger, even though it was interesting, because I think they won in spite of the Heimerdinger. But this time around, these picks are much more interesting than the Heimerdinger, and the way that they function are much more interesting, because the six and the Servant, even though they do value the long range, the fact that they now have two long range carries that can deal damage from a really far distance means that if you do engage as the Graves or the Yasuo or the Gragas, you can get enough burst damage that you can kill someone on the spot. And that means that the ensuing teamfight can be easier to execute. And there's not many tanky members, and engage wise, there's just the Wukong and the Xin Zhao. If you can play around those two champions, you can outrange the side of Nightless and just kill them with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the bot lane matchup right now. If this Ziggs and Zerath is going onto the bot lane, Jin and Braum are just going to hate their lives.
They want to cry. Yeah, they will want to cry.
There's not much 100%. They can do against this kind of comp unless they go for an all-in, which is gonna be very hard because the amount of zone control that these guys will have. Zerath can just stun you up. Ziggs can just toss you away with the satchel charge. I was about to say blast back again, but this is not Valorant. This is League of Legends.
Blast back.
This is League of Legends. All right, I've been playing way too much Valorant, but anyway, yep. We're looking at the champion select right now to make sure that you guys know where each is going, and it looks like it's gonna be Graves top with Yasuo Gragas combination mid jungle duo, and just a complete mage bot lane. I think PVS is just creaming himself right now. He's super excited. PVS, can you confirm or deny in chat? How happy are you to see a bot lane like this?
He's really happy with this. I can bet. And if it works out, even better, right?
Yep. I mean, if it works out, oh my gosh. G7, they have shown completely different facets of their play every single time and came out ahead. Yeah. Even though Heimer was a bit of a troll pick in the last game, they still managed to win. Just to some really good team fighting and excellent execution coming from them. So this time, it's not as wild as of a team comp as last time, but it is very unconventional, and it could just completely put Nightless off guard.
Yeah, I think that the theory behind this, I think it's probably a little bit better than that of the Heimerdinger, because I understood the theory behind the Heimerdinger to try and put pressure on the Jax and try and make him don't want to live. But I think that with 6 Serath against the Jhin Braum particularly, it can be much better, because first of all, you have two ways to dissuade ganks with the satchel charge as well as with the stun from the Serath. You also have a long range, so it doesn't mean it's not like you cannot farm from a safe distance as well. And if you get control over the wave, you allow for Gragas to now come down there, and you have enough setup with the Gragas to just stun someone out of life. So overall, I think that this can be a really nice combo. You also have another knockup now with the 6 for the Yasuo, and overall I think that it can work really effectively. I think that this kind of compositions are reminiscent of what we saw G7 in the previous split, where they drafted whatever they wanted and most of the time they win. But they drafted when it came to playoffs, they drafted with much more sense, and even though it seemed like kind of random, they knew how to play around it and work around it well. So I think that this is really showcasing one of the strengths that G7 has, and one of the ways that they won the previous split. The fact that they have flexibility and champion pools that they can take full advantage of.
Yeah, this is the draft. These are the kind of teams I like to watch, right? Where the draft, they really play it like a card game where they have so many tools available and allows them to overwhelm their opponent with advantages. Heimerdinger probably should have been a bit more of a trap card for themselves in the last game, but this time it's looking a lot better for them. But we'll see if their all-in actually manages to bear fruit in this next game. But first, we have a spectator delay, so we will be right back. Everyone, please don't go anywhere, because this should be a super exciting game 3. Greetings and welcome back to Runeterra Academy. In the senior division, we've got game three between Nightless Esports and G7. And it was a bit of a banger in the last game. Hopefully, it will deliver again this time. Bit of a standard comp coming from Nightless Esports and a bit of an unconventional comp coming from G7 TDS. And looks like we might see some early game shenanigans again coming from G7.
Unsurprisingly, G7 are the ones that do like to go for this. And starting with the E, he now hand positioned himself here. He's waiting
Oh,
10 seconds.
spotted.
It's 10 seconds for the E, but okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
Don't
there
Type
we
doesn't
go.
have this.
Yeah, level one already.
Yet,
Oh, don't
ooh.
type. Has to flash out immediately. Already in a lot of trouble. They're getting surrounded.
Pistolo
Johnny
still
Rockets,
doesn't have
though,
E.
is here around
Void.
the backline trying to get something back as the level one
Are they
invade. This
sure
time, it looks like
about
Nightless are the
this?
one countering Bester
Okay,
OC. He has a lot of
Pistolo.
trouble, but Eric Northman, he gets
Oh,
ignited. Steel City Warrior might be able to get something. Wake OG is here to help out along with Rob. It's absolute chaos right now on both
and
camps.
here is Rob.
Flashes
Okay,
expended, summoners used, but it looks like based on the summoners used, it's gonna be actually G7 that comes away with the victory in that level one.
yeah, I would say it's 100% a victory for G7, particularly because of the flash that they got out of the Xinjiao. I think that that flash is so much more important than anything else. Although they did get both summoners out of the Braum, which means that bottling wise, if you're able to get enough poke, Braum cannot escape or do anything. They even get the
Yeah,
exhaust out, so it can be really important. But like I was saying with the flash from the Xinjiao, it's really important because now even if the Xinjiao can win a 1v1 against the Gragas, if he's ever in a position where he can get engaged by anyone from the side of G7 with that he's low in numbers, he can just get collapsed and killed. So that is going to be really important to
ooh,
keep an eye on if they ever try and fight in the river before he gets the flashback.
yeah, that's something we really have to take note of right now. Just want to shout out Legend Esports giving us the raid. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Legend
Ooh,
Esports,
what a
one of the teams right now in Runeterra Academy playing for us. We appreciate it. Thank you for the support. And from that viewer in the chat, this is a silver fiesta. This is actually a diamond master level fiesta. So I just
yeah.
have to correct you right there. In that
Yeah, we,
regard,
we
but
take full credit in our fiestas. We just want you to know of which rank they are.
yeah. So these are the top of the line right now here in Senior Academy. The best of the best right now in Runeterra Academy, battling it out to see who's gonna make it to the grand finals. G7 want to get back there. They want to defend their title. They want
And they are.
Lily Diff is Grandmaster. Everyone below him is so okay. Fine, makes sense.
Okay,
I
okay, I
had
can
to
get
read.
behind that.
I had to read that one correction. All right.
I had to
Just
get. I
making
can't
sure.
get behind that honestly.
All right. Back to this game right now between these two teams. Not surprising as the priority is for Rob and Havoc down in the bot lane right now. With two mages, it's gonna be really hard to lane against this. I do not envy Wake OG's position one bit.
Yeah, it's not the most fun ever, but this is what we were saying. The fact that they get the priority down here means that the Gragas can look into securing the Scuttlecrab and then trying to do something else. On the mid lane, there's pings onto the Yasuo to try and get on him, but their wave is not in a good position, and Yasuo is one of the most mobile mid lane champions, so he can escape if he just wants to try and not play around this. This bot lane is just so hard to see.
I think we're just gonna be looking at bot lane a lot because of all the harass that I'm Rob and user are doing down there. I don't even know where directed camera is not even going to any other lane. They're just
Yeah.
looking at the bot lane. They're like, "All right, TDS, we heard you. This is the important lane." Immediately just plants the camera right there. We can't see
Oh,
anything else.
I said the spot. I said the most harassing lane, not the most important lane. Like there's better lanes to watch. I
Listen,
want
we
to
don't
watch
have
top lane.
AI. We don't have AI advanced enough to differentiate between those two terms yet,
Yeah,
TDS.
yeah. With Riot, I can get behind that as well. That is something I would expect.
All right, there we go. Wake OG gonna get punished even more. Meanwhile, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna look at the minimap to see what's happening.
There's
It
not
looks like
much happening anyway.
yeah, it
Like
looks like Sir
there's
Zephyr is
nothing
at
on
least
live.
getting the push, and there might be a bit of a lane gang over to the top lane as Wukong and Graves are fighting each other. Sneaking
Oh,
in, sneaking in is Don't Type. I think he's been spotted. They did spot him.
I
All
think
right,
they. I
there
don't
we go.
know. Don't type. That's unlucky. I do gotta say that that's unlucky because the idea was correct, but the push was so quick that he didn't have time to get in behind before the minions. So not only is he spotted, he's not going to achieve much. He's going to fall a little bit behind him in pace to the Gragas because Gragas now has one camp lead over
They're
him, and
staying.
now maybe they can set up for a they can set up for a fight though. I
They're
think that at two
staying.
on two they
They're
can
going
win
for
it.
it right now. Don't type. Wind becomes lightning, trying to
Oh
go in, but Mr. OC is right here with the counter gank, ready to do
oh
something back.
no!
Don't
Don't
type
type.
in a lot of trouble. Heck it should be able to give him the shotgun to the face treatment as Don't type is
Oh
gonna go down for the first blood. Yasuo is there to back up just in case. Looks like they're gonna continue this dive. Johnny Rocket, he doesn't have
Yasuo's
his
here,
flash
yeah.
yet. He does have a clone, possibly could play around it, but it's looking less and less
Oh
likely
no!
that this is going to work out for him. Johnny Rockets using his
The
clone to
fade.
fall back onto the minions, but I don't think he's going to be long for this world, and Heck it Mask off will just take the double kill for himself. The unofficial
I
double
think
kill, but the Grave is just
yeah.
going to snowball, I feel like.
It's good that he gets the chaos. I would have think though that they should have given one of the kills to Yasuo because he had to spend some time going into the top lane and him not getting the kill value. It's a little bit bad for him, but it's not the end of the world. He's not like he's going to lose a lot of minions unless he loses this cannon. Oh no, Turtle. Okay, he got the cannon. It's okay. But he's going to lose a little bit of the minions. It's not the end of the world, but he still would have gotten so much value out of that kill if he gets it.
Yep. Well, he's not gonna get it. Maslov wants all the kills for himself right now. But anyway, the response from the side of Nightless will be to try and get this dragon. But Bestial OC is also here as well to try and get something done. They might not be able to. Wake OG struggling down here right now without the support.
Oh,
Bestial OC and Steel City Warrior already level 6 for the Yasuo. They may decide to go for something right now. He has the stun flash.
he's
He's
so
gonna go
fast.
for it. Double!
Oh, yep.
Double! Body slam. Eric Nordman in a lot of trouble. Don't type.
Oh.
He's just caught out right now. And the flash in from Steel City to finish that one off. Not gonna be able to get anything with the tornado, but that's a kill going over to the Yasuo. There you go, finally.
Oh,
Oh, it's not good
wait,
enough. They're going to
Bragas.
go for a bit more of a dive, but this time
wait.
in a lot of trouble as they are in a choke point. There's a fight happening in the top laning, but
The
I couldn't
Sturks is
care
still
less
alive.
because right now they're in a lot of trouble using the blast code to get away from that choke point. Zephyr not going to get anything out of it. Westerdo OCE is in super low health at the moment. So is Eric Northman. They're trying to get something done right here. So Zephyr trying to do it as best he can with the fancy feet. One
Oh,
hit
Bestoro.
with but the big stun, but the big body slam right now onto Wake OG, who
Oh.
has to flash out of the way onto the backline. I'm Rob, just gonna immediately Satchel charge in to try and get the
Steel
solo
City.
kill. Steel City
He's
Warrior
dead.
though, he's just barely gonna live out, and Eric Northman will go down.
Don't
Complete
type.
chaos in the bot lane right now. The teleport comes in, but it is
Oh, the
cancelled
wave.
immediately. There we go. Wait, Hecate mask off. He might end up getting killed as well, but no! It's
Oh no,
gonna
it's
be
over.
Johnny
No.
Rocket's gonna be killed in the top lane, and a double kill going to Steel City Warrior in the river. What is happening now? It's a 7-0 for the side of G7. What is happening?
It was a nice attempt. They tried as hard as they could, but
Alright, you know what? We may be in
This
silver,
game-
actually. We may be actually in silver.
no. I'm not going to go that far just because there was so many mechanical outplays that Silver doesn't have. Like,
Alright, fair enough, fair enough.
yeah, no. In Silver, someone would have died because of dumb mistakes. Like in here, at least they mechanically played it well. I gotta say that at least. But this showcased perfectly why I think that it doesn't matter how good you are. There's always going to be clown fiestas. Ooh.
Oh, the Clown Fiestas. Well, you know us. We're fans of the LPL. We know TDS.
wait.
We know all about the Clown Fiestas. And okay,
Well-
it looks like the stun this time gonna come up.
Oh,
the last
boy.
shot will he be able to get something. Havoc will oh this fancy piece from Havoc
How-
is able
wait,
to get
close.
away. Oh, here comes
Chewy.
the counter artillery barrage. They're just trying to meet each other again and again, trying
How
to get
is
each
he
other with
alive?
skill shots. But Havoc and Rob will just barely get away.
I don't know. Yeah, that was so close to getting a kill after being so low in health, but nobody dies. It ends up just being nobody
Yeah, I'm
dies.
telling you who's gonna
Oh,
die right
unless-
now. Johnny Rockets. He's in a lot
Yeah.
of trouble. He has to use his clone to try and get away, but it's not gonna be enough.
Oh,
They're just gonna
no.
give this over. I think to Hecate mask off, who is now 4-0. It's an 8-0 scoreline right now. Oh, almost a 5,000 gold lead for the side of G7. And they're just running away with this one, it seems like. The top side absolutely
Yeah.
unstoppable right now. The dragon is taken down. That's still some solace, but they're just so far behind. This Graves absolutely massive. All these plates going towards him as well. Not even the Rift Herald yet.
Yeah, and I don't think they're going to use the Brave Herald top lane. I think that they can drop it down on mid lane to give extra gold to the Yasuo, and they will get much more value of that. But just like you're saying, they have complete control over this map. This top lane is running over the Wukong so effectively. A 23 CS lead for the Graves. He has so much damage. The Gragas also getting so much impact. He has gotten so many things done against the Xin Zhao in the early game. It's not against any jungler. One of the better early game junglers, it's getting run down by the Gragas. Like we have to know though of what happened in the early game with the flash bomb and the like, but it was a lot of good things that Best LC has been doing, and that Don't Type sadly has not been able to answer
Oh
effectively. And
no.
again,
The camp has been set up. Johnny Rocket's in a lot of trouble this time. Cloud damage is used.
oh
He's tried to
Johnny,
flash in, but he's not going to be able to do anything as Best Turtle OC will end up picking that one. It's Best Turtle OC has just set up a tent up there in the top lane. He brought the camping
yeah.
supplies. He brought a full keg of beer with him to relax with the bonfire. You know what I mean, TDS, right? And there
Oh
we go. Artillery barrage
wait,
here.
Eric
Eric Northman
Nordman.
might be in a
Oh,
lot
he's
of
alive.
trouble. They're doing what he can. Immediate ultimate with the Braum. Manages
Oh,
to get
but
two. Mega Inferno Bomb as well. Wake OG gonna use final curtain call to get one. Rob finally gets taken down, so that's one kill going over to the side of Nightless Esports.
Yeah, Rob disappointing his lane
Oh
partner.
no,
Oh,
Steel City Warrior. Will he be able to get something? I don't think he will. Is he gonna dive?
he
He's just
will
gonna
go
go
for
in.
this.
No way. All right.
Okay though.
Oh wait,
Oh,
what? He gets one with the ignite. Oh
I
my
didn't even
gosh.
notice. Steel City Warrior getting the kill right there. For those that don't know, Steel City Warrior was a Havoc last split, so I just like mentioning it like that. But really nice kill by Steel City Warrior,
Oh,
getting the
meanwhile.
game down on bot lane. Like that's such a surprising move.
Oh wait, Masloff
Oh,
might be in
wait,
a lot of
man.
trouble this time. I think he's gonna be one taken down. Nashiobo's
Oh
not gonna. He's gonna get the one
no.
for one. Despite
Oh.
despite getting immediately killed by immediately jumped on by three people, it's not enough as Johnny Rockets does end up going down. The shutdown did go over to the Syndra though, so that's
Ouch.
still there's some solace. Oh
Wait,
wait, don't type in this early
a
game.
solo
Sinchao
kill.
losing the
No.
1v1. They're just flashing in right now. Best Turtle will
Oh
end up
no.
getting the kill. Jungle diff in the making. Best Turtle just showing everyone how it's done.
That's where you know that something has gone really, really bad. The Gragas solo killing the
The
Xin
mid tier
Zhao.
2 is
Really
down.
nicely played.
The mid tier 2 is
This
completely down as well. The snowball's just getting
it's a
bigger and
six.
bigger. It's a 7,000,
Yeah.
almost a 7,000 gold lead. No, it is a
Well, look at
7,000
the
gold lead.
yeah. Look at the bright side though. Look at the bright side though. They got 2 kills, so it's not like they're going to go
It's,
killless.
it's not a perfect game, is what you're saying, basically.
Exactly.
That's what we come down to at the
Oh
moment. All
wait.
right, Steel City Warrior might be in trouble this time, but on the back, it's
Nah,
gonna be
it's
his
okay.
teammates ready to follow up just in case anything has happened. Best Turtle OC just showing sheer dominance in the jungle position right now, and Hecate Mask off as well in the top side. No fear. Oh my gosh, that's so
They have
annoying!
ulti.
Look at that Mega Inferno Bomb as well.
Oh
It's gonna finish off the jungler. Don't type. He's just gonna get taken down and blown up completely. Steel City Warrior though
he
misses
failed.
his tornado. That's a bit of a mechanical misplay right there, but it
That is a
feels like
bronze.
it doesn't
That is a silver.
matter.
That
Yeah,
that is a silver. That I gotta say is a
that
silver.
is
You cannot
super
fail the
funny.
mechanical. Oh.
Oh, collateral damage used, but it's not gonna get killed onto Wukong right now. This is just G7. They've finally. It feels like they've finally been unlocked, and now they're just completely destroying their opponents. Not as Esports. There's nothing left in attack right now.
Oh,
Ultimate
Sentry.
both. There's the combo that we like to see
Ouch.
from the Gragas and the Yasuo. Sir Zephyr gets taken down, and Wake OG and Eric Northman are left to defend their inhibitor turret. It's now a 10,000 gold lead at almost
type?
15 minutes. They're gonna do more. All right, here comes. Maybe the comeback potential is here for the side of
Kill.
Nightless, even despite all the problems right
Oh,
now. Still
no.
City Warrior though,
Don't-
he's still standing
no.
strong. He's still fighting. Johnny Rocket maybe in a lot of trouble. They're gonna do what they can, but Hecate Mask off, just being so
Wait, is
much
Suzy
more
Warrior still alive?
powerful. Okay, wait, OG does get the kill. In the end, no mana for the Graves, for Havoc, but he does have the shield bow. That's still a lot of damage onto him. and it's looking a lot less doable this time between the two in the 2v2 right now. The dragon is
Six is
coming up very
coming.
soon, but here comes I'm Rob ready to do something.
Oh,
Immediate flash onto Wake OG along with the
oh,
exhaust. He should be able to get something back. Johnny Rockets gets taken down, but Wake OG will
Wait.
not be able to
Go.
get away. Immediately gets hit by the skill shot of Havoc.
Sniped. There again, he got his knife right there. And that's the support, by the way. That's the support, Sarah. The fact that he was able to get the kill there, it's funny, but he's so far ahead. He's 3-0-6. He's the only one that hasn't died from G7.
Yeah, this who is the actual mid laner here? The one who died or the one who didn't die? Still City Warrior may have to be careful about his job security in the future.
You know, this is and this is something that I was a little bit fearful of at the start of the series, and this is also the reason why I said that I think G7 would take it. This is the G7 that I saw on the previous semester. That the championship team is this G7, the one that is playing like they can win even if they do stupid things.
Yep, 1v1 right now.
Oh,
I
don't
don't think
type
it's gonna be.
though.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Just don't type.
yeah, I
It just
know.
gets immediately. That was You ever played Sekiro? That's basically don't type is one of the basic enemies right now against this guy. So okay, ultimate
no.
immediately. There we go. Last breath played. Still City Warrior though. He's being targeted by the tower and he's just gonna get taken down. And the artillery barrage does manage to get the kill onto Wake OG. Eric Northman in a lot of trouble as well. The collateral damage will not get the kill. Johnny Rockets though failed to a failed flash onto the back line. Not gonna be enough as Hackett Mass off. It's just continuing the fight. They managed to take down the tower as well, and Johnny Rockets gonna get taken down. It's just a shotgun to the face right now. Don't type. He gets stunned up. I don't think he's gonna be lasting long for this world either. As Hackett Mass off, he's charging into the
barely
base
came
along
out
with
of
Bester.
base. Oh,
A double kill
no.
for the Graves, and I feel like this game it's over. It feels like that way.
It's close.
There's just feels like
Unless
there's no way to come back from this unless a massive throw from G7 happens. And it's not just one massive throw. There has to be several massive throws in a row. Oh my
and they
gosh,
didn't
I
even get the
rubbed
kill.
the stun, and there we go. All those, all the skill shots just landing onto the right spot for them to be able to take advantage. 24-5 is the scoreline. A 12,000 gold lead. I haven't seen
Yeah.
stuff like this in Samsung White in 2014.
I haven't seen it since G7 in last semester. Like I'm not that
I
surprised
didn't
anymore
cast
knowing
senior.
that
I'm
this
sorry.
is G7.
I didn't cast senior
No,
for last
that's
semester.
like when you have already been one split here in senior. Oh no.
Oh no, Johnny Rockets.
Oh, Johnny
He's
Rockets.
just completely losing out on the 1v1.
Yeah.
Not even able to damage Steel City Warrior on this Yasuo. Just way
just-
too strong at the moment.
Okay, maybe this is the point.
Maybe.
It all starts
maybe.
with winning. They just need to win once.
Yeah, they just need to win once,
Oh,
but it's not
no.
going to be this time as Don't
Oh,
Type is
no.
bursted down. All right,
Are you
Yasuo.
sure?
He
Maybe
may
it is.
end up going for the 1v4 right now. Big and Mega Inferno Bomb is used as well. He's just maneuvering completely around the rest of the team.
He
And Steel City
didn't
Warrior
die.
will manage to get away. Wake OG this time. He's getting chased down. Everfrost roots him
No
down, and
way.
the auto attack from Rob will kill him instead.
Aw.
Havoc as well, just completely outranging their opponents, bullying Nightless Esports in the game 3. This would be the end of a clean sweep if G7 ends up winning this one. I'm saying if
Yeah.
just to, as
Just-
if it feels like
just to
Nightless
give a
Esports
chance
has a
to
chance.
Nightless.
Yeah, I have to give them a chance. I can't just say
Yeah.
that they're completely doomed, but it's looking that way at the moment. Oh my gosh, all the
Oh, no.
damage. The turret does end up going down. Johnny Rockets has so little health to try and go for anything. At this point, even if they take down the inhibitor, they could still end up just closing the game right here,
Oh,
right
no,
now. Don't
don't
type.
type.
It's not gonna be. I mean, he's 0-10.
Oh wait.
It's just a hard time right now. Okay, Sir Zephyr, maybe get the stun up with Sky of
That's
the
a
Week, but
burst,
I'm Rob
right?
will just burst down the Braum immediately. The rest of the team are following up as well. Hecate Mass off, just too strong right now. There's too much damage coming from Havoc.
Oh, no.
He's stunned up.
no.
There we go. Steel City Warrior will end up getting the kill. Now it is going to be a 2v5 in the mid lane. The Nexus turrets are exposed and they're gonna go for it. Havoc, he's just gonna flash in. No fear on this Zerat and gonna get another
no.
one in the fountain. They're just fountain farming right now. Shut
no.
down at least onto Havoc. But it's just sheer dominance. It's absolute a travesty right now.
Oh,
Johnny Rockets have already said it in the all chat. He gave the GG. It's
nice major stacks. No. Uh, I lost all the major stacks. I can't believe that. He was
uh,
so well.
yeah, there we go. Major Stack's gone
I
at
think they're
least.
trying
But
to wait, but there's not even super medians here.
yeah, the
Okay,
super
now
minions
now
haven't
they're
even
going to
arrived.
go.
Super minions haven't even
Oh,
arrived yet. Okay, they're gonna go for a bit more. This time, the rest of the team, the health bars are super low, but still, the Warrior is still alive. He's still kicking. He still
hey,
has
they got
so
one.
much health. I don't think they'll be able to end right now. The Nexus is exposed though. They're gonna go for more and more kills. I'm Rob, just trying to get the inhibitor down. Steel City Warrior will go down. Hecate Mask off. Will
Baron is
try
up.
and get away. Not gonna end up getting slowed down. The ultimate from the Wukong used. But Hackett, I think he's just
Ah,
gonna be able to get away. He should be able to get away
yeah.
from this one. The game is not yet over.
Unless,
The inhibitor turrets are exposed though. Never mind, 1v1. Here comes Havoc.
are
He's
you
just
sure?
he's just watching. He's just watching, and Johnny Rocket, he's just gonna get
Oh, he almost
immediately
steal it.
shot to the face. Wake OG as well,
Rob,
trying to get
run.
something back, but the burn damage coming from the Yandris is just way too much.
Rob, run.
Rob should end up dying, but no, he's just gonna get away. The Fiora OK comes in, and Rob will come out of this with his life. The Magi is still intact for him.
Yeah, the most important thing, he didn't lose the Magi's, and Havoc did lose the Magi, so we know who the superior bot laner is, right? Like that means everything. That is the
True,
difference here.
true, true,
Oh wait,
true. Oh, wait, Eric Northman trying
Eric
to get on
Nordman,
top of Havoc right now. I guess it
Havoc
doesn't matter with all the magic stacks gone. It's just gonna be Sir Zephyr getting the kill onto
is
Havoc.
no, that's
It's a,
even worse.
it feels little consolation though,
Uh,
and this casket, the casket gets the kill onto Northman. So 1-for-1 traded, both supports going down in the end.
okay, so other positive that I can see from here, they didn't lose pre 20.
Oh,
Oh,
immediately onto Wake OG. Combination flash body slam onto the back line. Meanwhile, Sir Zephyr, he's in a lot of trouble.
oh,
Not gonna hit the
he
tornado
sidestepped.
though. Steel City Warrior, maybe in this time he's in a lot of trouble. They're just playing with their food at this point. Steel City Warrior just zoning away
Johnny
everyone
Rockets.
from his teammates. Oh my gosh, Steel City
Oh,
Warrior not even gonna live. The Mega Inferno Bomb takes care of Johnny Rockets as well. It's only the support and the mid still alive. The Nexus is exposed. And this should be the game 3 and the series and the
oh,
grand
Eric
final
Norman.
spot
Oh,
going
he's
over
dead.
to G7. They're just playing with their food, finishing things off. Fountain farming the rest of the enemy team. And
The
G7,
KDA, right?
yeah, with padding those stats, the KDA going strong into the grand finals. It's going to be G7 coming back, ready to defend their title after such a dominating performance in this game 3.
Yeah, and game one was a great early game performance from G7 that Nightless were able to come back a couple of times. Game two was a nail biter between both teams being able to fight really close, and G7 is able to take it at the end. But this last game, it's G7 showcasing a lot of dominance, showcasing that they are a really good team, that if they have really nice strategies and they are able to play around them so well. When the game was 7-0, I felt like it already
Mm.
was over because of how much difference that made. It's members being fed. It's the building that already had control being able to put even more control. And it was just such a sad stump for Nightless because I think that they showcased really good things in this game. But when in both the first and the third games, their jungler was useless because of what happened in the early game, and without having a jungler so early on, it can be really hard. Especially in the first game, it was a little bit not that bad because it was the Skarner and they were able to defend thanks to the Skarner scaling. But when it's a Xin Zhao that lives and dies by the early game, when he loses that so heavily the early game, it can be so bad. And I don't want to put a lot of bad attention into Don't Type because I think that he was put into that situation by G7 having so much good preparation. Not
Yeah.
him making a mistake, but G7 capitalizing on so many good things in the early game. Something that not a lot of teams do.
Yeah, it's very rare we see a team decide to go for those kinds of plays at level 1, but
Yeah.
G7 they just pull it off time and time again. They did it every game now.
Oh,
And they're just walking in with an advantage at this point. Do we have
Yeah.
someone already in
We
we
have
should have an interview
Mr.
going already.
Hekid Maskov
Oh,
here.
there we
hello.
go. Welcome to the casting booth. How are you feeling right now after such a dominating victory?
Pretty good. You know, this team we played against always trash talked us every time we're gonna lose. And surprise to nobody, on our team at least, we 3-0 them. How interesting.
uh
See,
yeah.
see, I don't want to say anything bad or anything, but I did press. I was part of the cast that saw you guys winning, so I did say you guys were going to win. So yeah, just to
Yeah,
leave it out
this
there.
he knows. He is
Man,
smart. PV
TDS hedging his bets
Red,
as we speak right now, making sure he.
like they said we're gonna lose to Nightless. Really? The only man I respect in that team is Jonathan Rockets, and that's it. No one
Uh,
else.
how did it
Oh,
feel going
okay.
against? How did it feel going against Johnny Rocket? Because it felt like he had your number for most of the
Oh,
series.
he destroyed me game two. I won't lie. He destroyed me game two. I did not know his E blocks my turrets. That was news to me. So
Apparently
Wait,
it
imagine my
does.
surprise when he solo
wait,
killed
wait.
me
So,
twice.
wait, but what part? The part of the laser, the line laser, or the basic
No,
attacks on the
the
turrets?
autos. Only the autos.
Oh, you didn't know that?
He blocks
Okay.
the basic attacks. No, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Like,
Yeah.
I would have
Okay.
picked Hyper if I knew that.
Yeah. No. That
I'm
like.
like, oh, this is easy.
Yeah,
And then he just started solo
Okay.
killing me. Like, oh wait,
he had to change
he
lanes
kind
Yeah.
of
after that
counters me,
point.
and yeah, I'm like
That makes
can you go
sense. That makes
top?
sense.
We'll lose us the game if I stay top.
All right, makes
But
sense. It was yeah. TDS, go ahead if you have a question.
like I was just going to say, but it did work out in the end. Even though I didn't like the Heimer, I could see a little bit of the idea behind it, and it worked out well in the end with that team fight that you were able to pull off at the end of the game. Which I'm not sure who called it, but it was such a nice timing going in,
It
especially
was
after.
Yone.
Yeah, it was so good. Like
Yeah.
that team fight was so good. I also was surprised, and I'm not sure if you agree with me in this, but I think that Johnny Rockets. I think if he just split pushes with the Jacks, he would have gotten much more than just being to the fight.
Oh, 100%. If he did not TP, we lost the game. If he did not TP.
Because
But
I
he
think he kills
decided to
you.
help his team. He definitely kills me. I was scared for my
Yeah,
life. I'm like,
Yep.
guys, I can't hold this guy.
yeah,
So
Well,
when he
makes
TP'd,
I
like,
sense.
can
oh, thank
imagine.
God.
All right,
Yeah,
That's
he,
so
he
that's
played
so.
well. I won't lie.
let's leave the Johnny Rocket subject. He played well definitely, and
Yeah.
it was a valiant effort from them. But you guys, we're back in the grand finals, and from the two opponents that you guys are fighting, who do you expect to go through, and who do you want to be
It's Kosa.
fighting?
It's Kosa. It's Kosa.
Oh wait, Kosa
Did they play
already
already? Yeah.
managed. Oh yeah, they
Yeah,
played
yeah, yeah,
already,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, they
All right,
got.
how are you feeling about that matchup then? It slipped my
Um,
mind. Sorry.
It's okay. It's
yeah,
okay.
I mean, it depends. I think, again, it's the same thing with this team. Their only good player in Costa is their top laner, Stifo. I think he's the only good player on their team. Just like
Okay.
how Johnny Rock is the only good player on this team. But top lane, the role sucks, so it doesn't really matter. So by that logic, we're gonna win because the other four players on their team is garbage, absolute, just terrible. So
All
he can't
right.
carry them. So it's
All
gonna be a
right.
dub.
All right, fair enough, fair enough. As a top laner myself, I have to agree with you. It's very little
Bro
impact on the.
sucks.
It really is bad, honestly.
See,
But
Yeah.
this is why I like. This is why I like when I work with people that play top lane and the like, because I'm mid lane and I just have a happy time every time I play. I never suffer. It's always enjoyable. It's great.
Yeah, when you're top lane, you just got coin flip bot, and hopefully they carry. That's it.
yep, yep. Sometimes it do be like that, but yeah, congratulations on making back onto the here into the grand finals. Hopefully, well, you guys can put on a show for us like you did in that game three. It was real dominance from you guys. It felt like, did you guys just switch it on and be like, all right, guys, we're not gonna be playing around anymore. Let's just beat them all up. Is that how
I
it
mean,
went?
I mean, kind of like we don't really take the season seriously at all because we
Yeah.
know we're gonna make playoffs. Especially in this league, it's like 6 out of 8 teams. Like if you don't make playoffs, like come on. So we weren't really like trying that much. But once these like guys started trash talking us in chat, I'm like, all right, we have to try a little bit just to beat
All
them.
right.
And,
Yeah,
We
and we
because
play
have to
against
win 100%.
we play against them in Legends. We do the same thing in Legends. We're gonna beat them there also.
all right.
So
You had to unleash 10% of your power to just
yeah,
show
you
to put
understand. Yeah,
them
yeah.
to show and put them in their place. All right. Thank you so much for joining us in this interview. Good luck in the finals against Costa Pasta Pirates. Hopefully, maybe we might see you guys become the. Well, I mean, you guys are favored
We
going
will.
into the matchup. Not gonna lie. So there we go. I like hearing the
Yeah.
confidence from you guys. So good luck in that game. And maybe we'll see you again in the interview next time. But thanks for coming right now. We're just gonna end the show here.
No problemo, sir.
All right,
And just like that,
TDS. That was a very fun interview, I'd have to say. A lot of trash talk.
he is like that. It's the same from first season. It's the same in the second season. He's going to bring the trash talk and back it up.
It
Like
makes it it makes it more
that's
entertaining. It
great.
makes it more
Yeah,
entertaining,
and
definitely.
that's great from G7. Overall, I think that all their players can back up the trash talk that they can bring. So it should be a really interesting grand finals. Cosa Pasta surprising everyone, I feel like, with their victory over Akuma. But I think that they are a team that could put problems onto G7. But it should be a really exciting a really exciting grand finals overall.
Yep, definitely. Hopefully it goes past the Pirates. I mean, they did 3-0 Akuma, so definitely have it in them to possibly cause an upset here. But definitely, definitely going to be climbing a hill against this G7 squad who
Yeah.
showed us just a bit of their power today, apparently. And they absolutely smashed Nightless. So it's
Well, I
just,
already just saying I already knew of that. I was just waiting for it to happen.
all right. I mean, I wasn't in the know. I did not cast
Yeah,
G7. I didn't think they were going to be this dominant, but apparently they were, and they just completely smashed the semifinals.
good old times.
It's been quite a semifinals for senior division, right? Both 3
Yeah.
O's, but hopefully it's going to be an exciting one in the finals. You know, to G7, if you're listening out there, make it entertaining. Come on, just throw a bit. No, I'm just kidding.
Just throw a bit, okay.
Just throw a bit.
Like, don't worry,
Nah,
you don't need to ask him. They are one of the teams that will do it just because.
they'll do it. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Just we're gonna be ending the broadcast right now. Kosa Pasta, good luck to you guys in the finals. You're gonna need it after that display. As you said, hopefully it's gonna be an exciting match between the two. Right now, that's gonna be it from me and me here in the broadcast crew along with TDS. My name is Miles David, of course. Joining us in the production was Wookie. Thank you so much for watching Runeterra Academy. Without you guys there in Twitch chat, none of this would be possible. We'd also like to thank, of course, Headmaster Red for hosting everything and making sure everything is going smoothly as well. So thank you so much. Good night, and we'll see you all next time.
And
Class dismissed.
wait, before we end
Oh
this,
wait, yeah,
wait.
wait.
Before
TDS,
we
you
end,
got more?
quick shout out, quick shout out.
All right, go ahead.
The Plebcast, the Plebcast podcast. It has us, Miles, me. Come join if you wanna watch takes on words on the grand finals. I talk about my sadness on T1 losing, so if you can watch it, then
Yeah, we're gonna have it up
quick
by
shout out.
Thursday, I think. But yeah, anyway, all right. Quick shout out to that. Thank you so much for watching. Red, forgive us for using it to for forgive us for using this time to chill. But anyway, we'll see you guys next time. Good night. Class dismissed.
Am I breaking through? You feel me too? I still wanna run to you. Am I breaking through? You feel me too? I still wanna run to you. Am I breaking through? You feel me too? I still wanna run to you. Am I breaking through? You feel me too?